All right, so this episode of Bev's Video Kingdom is brought to you by Otis's Automotive Shop and Psychedelic Dispensary. Do you like tripping balls? Do you like getting your oil changed? When you're under your kitchen sink fixing a leak, do you find yourself getting lost in the magical forest of Avalon hunting minotaurs while you're suddenly brought back to reality by a fairy pissing on your forehead only to find that the pipe you just broke has been gushing water onto your face for the last 3 hours? Well, if you checked any of those boxes, let the druggies at Otis's fix your car. Pop into Otis's for an oil change and watch one of their trained mechanics patiently lie under your car looking up at the engine as he, you guessed it, trips balls and searches for the engine and the angel warrior that just flew around the carburetor. Enjoy a complimentary bag of shrooms for your first oil change and join in the fun with the mechanic under your car as sparks fly around the highly flammable materials surrounding you and everybody in the shop. Otis's Automotive Shop and Psychedelic Dispensary. You may or may not leave with an oil change, but hey, did you really need it in the first place? Probably.
You definitely need an oil change.
You the agent in charge of the case?
That's right. What can I do for you, man?
I'm here because I can't live with what I know anymore. And listen, this may sound a little bit crazy, but I know who the God's hand killer is.
What makes you think that?
You hadn't even heard me out yet, and already you doubt me.
They were raised to obey their father,
Go do some homework.
to love him, to trust him,
Night, boys. Sleep tight.
Don't let those bed bugs bite.
until
Wake up. I've got something to tell you.
What's wrong?
There are demons among us. I can see the demons, while other people can't.
I'm scared, Dad.
Nothing that crazy could be real.
The angel told me that God would be sending weapons.
Maybe you just dreamed it. Maybe you're not right in the head.
God will be sending a list of the first 7 demons.
These are people's names.
And they'll look like people, but they're not.
Dad made up this whole thing. Do you understand?
Well, if it has to be done, it has to be done.
Is that true?
Why would I make it up?
It's all a big lie. I don't want to run away.
You are hiding something from me.
What is it you think I'm hiding?
When I lay my hands on them, I'll reveal them for what they truly are.
I got a pretty good idea what them bodies are.
I'll tell.
Craziest thing I've heard in a long time.
Ah! Check the rose garden.
I don't believe a word of it.
But it's true.
Bill Paxton,
Those were demons. Why can't you see that?
Matthew McConaughey,
Tell me the truth.
Sometimes truth defies reason.
You're crazy.
Only demons should fear me. You're not a demon, are you?
I just really don't understand trailers just giving away the entire movie or setting up the entire movie. I don't know how you do a trailer for this movie without giving all of that away, but I feel like that was extremely informative.
I wanna be at Beverly's, bringing me home with my movie. Just a blind ride, no reason why. I love this scene. Nick Nate, can grab your favorite podcast. Let's start this thing.
Welcome to Bev's Video Kingdom, guys. I'm excited. My name's Zach. I am the guy that picked the movie this week. I picked Frailty, 2001 movie directed by Bill Paxton. We're starring Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey, Powers Booth, and the 2 kids in the movie are Matt O'Leary and Jeremy Sumpter. And I want to get something out of the way here. The way we do things on Bev's Video Kingdom here is we're going to talk about this movie. There's going to be spoilers. There is going to be, this movie came out in 2001. If you're looking to not get this movie spoiled for you on this podcast, you should not be listening right now. So turn it off. Or you could just watch the trailer and then it could get spoiled for you. But anyways, this was Bill Paxton's first movie that he ever directed. He also starred in it, which is always a crazy move that guys make to me, especially on their first movie. It's like, let's concentrate on one thing here, guy. Although I love this movie, budget $11 million. It grossed worldwide $17 million. A little rough. We'll talk about it later. He also made one other movie that lost a bunch of money. So I can see why he didn't make a bunch more movies. But this is kind of a dark thriller, lots of twists, lots of turns. I mean, we'll get into it later, but there's literally like 6 twists, I think, throughout the movie, to where the first time I saw it, it wasn't as impactful as the second or third time that I watched it. You really notice some different things when you rewatch this movie. Although I do think I think it gets you pretty good on the first time that you watch it. I know a couple of you guys hadn't seen it, so I'm curious to know what your thoughts are.
So you mentioned like the 6 turns and twists. Like, I felt like I was waiting for them the entire movie. And then it's like they just said, now we're just going to throw them all at you. It was like at the very end. I mean, honestly, I was getting like, I paused it at one point and I saw there was like 20 minutes left. And I'm like, okay, there's going to be some twists coming here. Like, what's going on? And all of a sudden it was just like, boom, 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 boom. Okay, this is all the crazy twists.
But see, they gave them all to us, but they didn't give them all to us actually at once. And so it was like a fast medium pace reveal, which was just too slow, but also a little too fast. Like, I was like, I wanted them to blow my doors off. Like, I wanted to all of a sudden be like, I want to know at the same time that like he's not the brother that he says he is, that it really is all true, that it like
right.
I wanted them to like
they kind of draw that out a little bit.
They draw all those. It's like there are 6 things that are really one thing if you do it better. And for me, like, I think if they had done it better, it would have felt more impactful.
I liked it. I mean, for the most part, there's definitely things that I have issues with. And as much as I love Bill Paxton, got some issues with old Billy's performance in this.
He doesn't have a director to tell him, like, dial it back a little, Bill. Bill, reel it in a little bit, bud.
And I like McConaughey, and what was fun was to kind of watch this. Now that, I don't know if we've all seen True Detective at this point, but to see McConaughey in this role, narrating a drama, like we all know that he was this was the start of him trying to get out of the romance and the rom-coms and trying to get into more edgier stuff. This was like at the start around 2001, 2000. He did U-571. After this, he did Reign of Fire, and then he was trying, and then we all know where he got to, which I'm a huge McConaughey guy. So even though there's some flaws in his a little bit, he wasn't there yet to True Detective status, but it was cool to see him in that role too. And it was a unique story. I think it felt like it missed in some areas, but it was fun to watch because it's different from what I usually watch too. So I had a good time watching it.
Were you waiting for him the whole time when he's being interviewed by the cop to just like ask for a 6-pack of Lone Star and start making animal figures out of it?
I was waiting for it the whole time.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I remember the first time I saw this movie, and I was obviously younger. I think I was like 18 or 19. It's not like one that I saw in the theater, but at the same time, it was really impactful for me. I really liked it. I like the, there's sort of an flashbacks and voiceover and McConaughey and all these different things that I really dig, and I just enjoyed the ride that it kind of takes you on. And it's there's no real sex in this movie. There's no insane violence. I mean, there's violence, but it doesn't really show it. It's not gory. It's not necessarily scary. I think there's one jump scare that might get some people, but I did feel, in my opinion, like it was an impactful movie. I felt like they did what they set out to do, and I feel like it would have been really easy for him to make this movie super cheesy. And I don't think it comes off as cheesy. Maybe certain parts might be a little bit have some cheese factor to them, but I think that it would have been really easy to make some different calls as a director for Bill on his first movie ever, while also trying to act in this super demanding part that it could have gotten cheesy pretty quick. I don't know.
Are you giving Bill an out right there? Are you giving Bill an out right there?
I'll say who keeps it from being kind of cheesy is surprisingly those kid actors do a decent job. Like with the wrong kid actors, it could be really just a cheesy, terrible movie. But I thought they actually, for kid actors, did pretty a solid job.
What did you think of the movie as a whole, Nate? You said on the text, you're like, I have thoughts.
So I expected to hate the experience of watching this movie.
Because you thought it was going to be much more intense than it actually was,
and
right?
I did hate the experience of watching this movie. But
you didn't.
But not for the reasons that I thought.
I got to admit, I was like, this is going to be right up Nate's alley. I think it's going to surprise him. He's going to like it.
So I expected to hate it because I was like, this is a Zach pick. It's going to scare the shit out of me. I intentionally watched it. I binge watched it in 10-minute segments during the day so that I wouldn't be scared.
Felt really disjointed. I don't know.
Changed his underwear at least 5 times.
So I thought it was going to be scary or gory, and I kept waiting for it. That didn't come. But like in the first 5 minutes, I wrote down, so far, this feels like a bad episode of Law and Order.
Oh, no.
So my take, and there are some redeeming things here, but I really didn't. So here's my thematic comment. You guys will know, if you don't already, that I am not somebody who gives 2 shits about, like, the beauty of most films, the camera angles, the zooms, the movement of the camera. I don't even notice that shit most of the time. I'm sure I do, and soak it in, but I would never verbalize it. And it was distractingly bad for me in this. So what I couldn't figure out was he going for something, or did he just really suck? Because it was terrible, dude.
I thought the graininess, it made it look like kind of like a 70s movie, and I almost felt he was going for this like kind of like 70s slasher.
And he may very well have, and maybe I just haven't seen enough of those movies to like feel nostalgic, but I was like, I thought we left this kind of bullshit in the 70s. I thought the camera work, I thought almost the sets, like, we talked about the Rose Garden a little and joked, but like, it looked like something that was like built on the stage at our high school, like I was like,
really?
Oh, I thought it was terrible.
I think there's definitely a choice that was being made for the way that it was shot, but I didn't find it aesthetically.
Is there like
disappointing.
one example?
Well, so there's this one scene where the let's see. Well, the entire opening sequence is terrible, but so there's this one scene where they're sitting at the kitchen table and the camera is kind of looking over Paxton, sort of across Paxton at the older son from an angle, and he's not looking at the camera. Camera's dead still, and like the son clearly, like, all of a sudden is starting to feel very like disconnected from the dad, or like, very worried, or it's kind of early in his hysteria. And the camera just totally set, just slowly, kind of like, not even that slow, kind of at a problematic medium pace.
Too slow.
Like, just like zooms in on him with this like terrible music over. And I was just like, damn, this is like straight off of some fucking after school movie. Like, this was really bad.
Did we watch the same movie?
Oh my God. I was like, it was distracting. So yeah, there are some things I liked, which we'll get to, but I definitely thought that this was not well directed. I thought the dialogue was pretty terrible in a lot of places. So I thought the acting was bad. I thought McConaughey was bad.
You thought McConaughey was bad? Interesting. Because I
love McConaughey. I didn't think he was bad. But like, I'm with Nick. So like,
that's what, because we know where he ended up, so it's hard.
True Detective McConaughey is as good as it ever gets anywhere for anybody, for me. And like this, so one of the things I liked is like, I think, this is him trying some things. But I definitely wasn't like, now I see McConaughey, and even some before that, he carries things. And this one I was kind of like, take it literally.
Zach, I think I'll defend you here, because I feel like if you watched it a second time, knowing what his character is actually doing,
right,
and why he's there, I think you get a little bit different read off of his acting, because like he's planning to kill this man. Like, I mean, that's his whole intention.
And in fairness, like, I haven't given enough thought probably to like looking back at that, and so I agree that I bet I would like it better the second time,
but we'll never know.
We gotta still get to body bag, so like.
I get everything that you're saying, and when you watch it, it's definitely dated as far as the special effects, the angel scene under the car, which I really dig.
No, I'm talking. The commercial talk shit on it, but I actually liked that, and I wish that maybe there was a little bit more.
A little bit more like psychedelic.
Well, to start the
kind of seeing what he's seeing.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
I don't know. I do think that Paxton overacts in this movie. I do think that that maybe the aesthetic of it isn't perfect. I think the weakest parts of the movie are the very beginning in the FBI headquarters, and kind of the revelation that happens there. The guy, But as I said, I think it pays off. It pays off everything that it sets up. I love the we'll talk about it later. I love the flashback voiceover talking about when he's a kid and his brother and the brother dynamic. And I was just we have two guys here. Me and Nate have basically the exact same upbringing as like middle-class white guys with a sister that was like 3 years younger than us, and that's all we had in our family pretty much. But we've got two guys here that both had brothers growing up that were both a similar age. Like you would be the older brother to Vinny, and you would be the older brother. Oh, the younger brother to Andrew. Okay, so you guys have two kind of different views on it. So I'm curious to know, because the question that this movie left me asking is, like, what do you do as a kid when you're dad? And obviously, by all accounts, Bill Paxton is a great dad. Like they try and show that like he's a single dad. He works hard. He makes sure they eat well, and he's taking care of these boys, right? And then he loses his freaking mind. And what do you do as like the older brother? Like put yourself in the older brother's shoes. Like say your dad comes home one day or whatever. I had an epiphany. God has called me to kill these demons, and you realize that your dad's talking about killing real people. He's writing down people's names that like live in the town over. You know what I mean? Like, man, I don't know what you do besides what this kid does, which is a pretty realistic depiction of it. I mean, maybe you go to the cops earlier, but he goes to the cops, and the cops are just like, you're a stupid little kid. Let's go take you back to your dad. And like, you're obvious, you know what I mean? Obviously, he ends up killing the cop and all that, but, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? And especially the dynamic of your little brother buying in immediately and being like, we're killing demons. Let's do this.
I'm probably doing everything I can to just get him if I'm dragging him out of the house. Like I'm probably just running away.
Think so?
And I'm probably running away. I'm probably bouncing. And then just going to the cops would be tough to like turn my dad in right away when he's just talking about stuff. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so maybe he's like legit gone crazy, but it'd be hard to go to the cops immediately. But to run away and to kind of bounce out and like give Pop some time to like cool off and get less crazy, that would be like my first thought, is to like get me and my brother out of the situation as quickly as possible, whether my little brother wants to or not, and just manhandle him. Because he was he was a good size. Good amount bigger. He might have been able to drag him
for sure.
But it would have caused a ruckus. Maybe they wake Paxton up. Maybe they don't make it. But maybe I'm going chloroform.
I think there's a certain amount of like inherent trust in your parents that you have to question yourself, right? I mean, you have to be like, am I the one that's being crazy? Because Dad seems to really believe this.
And I don't want to get into body bags, but like I give that kid like props for like how quickly he kind of assessed the situation. He let his dad go on a little bit, right, for a second. Yeah. Like, he questioned it immediately, but then, his dad came in and said a few extra things, and then he slowly kind of got there. It wasn't immediate, like, oh, I got to go to the cops first time he says it.
Right.
And I wouldn't have gone as far. I mean, the older brother, as much as he objected to it, he kind of hangs around with his dad to do things as much as he objected. Right. That's why I probably would have separated, because I wouldn't have been able to, like, be around and like, I mean, he watched his dad like kill two people.
Yeah.
One person.
What do you think, Brad? Would you have been like, come on, Andrew, let's do it. Dad's into it.
Doing it.
We just watched, what did you watch? Dusk Till Dawn. And
God spoke to me too.
Yeah. And it's interesting because like just within my own family dynamic, there's been some differing perspectives on religion. And I think at an older age, it's easier to deal with. At a younger age, it might have been more difficult, and obviously not anything to anywhere near this extreme, but it's just like, I think at different stages, I was the younger brother, trusted my dad fully. My dad's a good dad. And so it's like, I don't know, I can't imagine. I think that's the one thing I did like about this movie, is just thinking like, wow, what if that was the situation? Like, how do you deal with that? And it doesn't even have to be as far as like murdering people. It just could be like, I mean, obviously politics and things like that nowadays. If somebody who you trust is telling you things that you just really feel are not right. It's like, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of families going through that today, and it's got to be difficult. I mean, even for young kids.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Nate? Even without a brother and that own experience of having a brother, like, what do you think about your dad comes in and tells you, hey, I've had a vision from God, but I think there's an age.
So this is a great point you guys raised here, right? And like, maybe, how old do you think the kids are here, right?
That's the thing, is they're like,
so it's like, there's
kids,
a point,
10.
right? Like maybe this is maybe the point that Paxton's sort of making, right? Or the screenwriter is like, there's a break point, right? Like when you're young enough, shit, you don't know. You'll do whatever.
I think
right?
it's like 8 years old. I think
legitimately, at 8.
After 8, you're like, Dad's crazy. Before 8, you're like, we're killing demons.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. No, at 8, you're just like, who do I kill?
Give me Otis.
Give me Otis.
Give me Otis.
Which one's the demon, Daddy? Which one's the demon?
So yeah, no, I think that's great. And the older one, is he old enough to then like really question it? I guess, if I have to, my hunch is like that he's probably not, like I actually think that parents' grip on kids lasts a little longer. I mean, what's that kid, 13?
He's 12, 13.
Yeah,
and
so by high school,
he's not even high school.
He's
like,
parent of
6th, 7th grade.
As the parent of teenagers, I feel like they'll throw your ass under the bus pretty quick. They're like, you don't even have to tell them that you're going to kill demons. You're just like, it'd probably be really great if you'd put your dish. Fuck you, Dad. I'm calling CPS.
You literally just described half my job.
So, yeah, I mean, I think there's an age at which they would really seriously start to question you killing demons. But, this is a good, I'm not sure that this kid's that age, but it does a nice job of kind of representing that dynamic, right? There's a point at which you buy in, and there's a point at which you stop,
And it also kind of prevents you from kind of thinking that Adam is you're like, man, if Adam's watching him kill these people, he would obviously eventually be like, this is not right, But and then at the end, it kind of says that Adam is seeing what the dad's seeing.
Right,
he's
seeing.
So he's much more convinced than the other kid who's not seeing any of this, because that convinces you right there. Once you have your first psychic vision, when your dad touches the nurse that he grabbed from the parking garage and threw into his unmarked van and took him to your shed dungeon, I think at that point you're like, okay, what are we doing here, Dad? And then once you see the vision of, I don't remember what she did.
She slitted some dude's throat.
Yeah,
it made me
laying
wonder
in bed
whether
with the guy's throat slit.
I wonder if she was really a nurse or if she was like a stripper with a nurse outfit on, because she's like laying in bed with like a cut throat.
It was a real juxtaposition for me because when they show her first turn around, I was like, oh, she's beautiful, but she's terrifying.
A lot of mascara
on the ground when she's all tied up. It's. I think that's one of the most impactful scenes in the movie, when they walk outside and they see the dad's got a woman tied up on the ground. And they're like, bring her into the shed. We're going to kill her. And it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, because when he looks out the window and sees this kind of like lifeless looking form, and I think it kind of teases you like you're going to see, you're going to go out there expecting it to be a body,
like a carpet
of something else. And he's like, nope, that's a fucking chick tied up on the ground with a tape over him.
And if Dad brings home the skinny dude the first time, the skinny like crazy guy, then it's like kids combine like, oh, these are evil guys.
It's much more impactful that it's a woman. I think that was definitely a conscious decision on his part.
And then an old man.
They wanted him to take the woman part out, is what I read. Is that they were like, this is too much, this woman, and he's like, that's the point. This is supposed to be crazy.
Yeah, he said something about walkouts at the first scrning. Like,
exactly.
As soon as they showed the woman on the ground, some people walked out, and he's like, yeah, that was kind of a trip.
And then he killed kind of a decrepit old man, and the one tweaker dude. Like, I mean, we could just take him out, whether we're hunting demons or not.
I mean, honestly, the sheriff, demon or not, is kind of a shithead.
The sheriff or the FBI guy?
No, the sheriff.
The sheriff guy. The sheriff guy that doesn't listen to the kid at all.
Stupid kid.
He's like, I killed a man tonight, Fenton. And he's like, you've killed 3. He's like, those were demons. And that's one of his overacting. He's real overactory right there. He's just like, ah! He gets a little crazy. Okay. So let's move on to our first set of categories here. We're going to go shag, snag, body bag. But I know you guys know exactly what we're talking about. We're going to throw it over to Nick first. He's going to tell us who he would shag from this movie.
Maybe not who.
Who, what, where,
What?
when.
So I'm shifting last second decision to the narrator. The narrator, kind of the flashbacks, that whole design for a movie. Always a big fan for it. It sucks you in pretty quick. This movie does move kind of quick into Paxton coming into the kitchen, telling him what's happening. I remember looking at the minutes and like I might have been off. It might have been like 20 minutes in. By that time, Paxton's in. You know what's going on, and then the rest of it kind of rolls from there. But the narrator, kind of the voiceover, the story, and the flashbacks. I'm a big fan of that. And when it comes to a thriller like this, I thought it worked. I thought it worked really nice. So that design of a movie, that's what I'm shagging.
I love it. What do you think, Brad?
I'm shagging and making a movie more dramatic than it should be with like music and lighting, and not necessarily in a good way for this movie. It's just like if you have a movie that on its own is kind of boring for some of it. It's just kind of a slow movie, and yet they're going to make it just feel a little bit more scary and thrilling with the lighting, the music. Like when McConaughey's in the back of the car when they're driving to the Rose Garden, and it's like the light flashing across his face. It's like it's kind of cliche, but at the same time, I kind of was like, it's good. They're setting some mood, and they're trying to make it a little bit more intense. And again, I got to give respect to the editors and the people who are going to be cinematographers. People are going to make it look a little bit better because I think they kind of realize this movie's kind of slow. Unless we spice it up a little bit.
What the fuck did Paxton do here?
More fog in the Rose Garden.
Pump it in the fog, guys. Get that light on it. It's got to look real nice and thick.
Pump that fog.
Nate, what are you shagging from here?
Pass.
Nothing.
No, I'm just.
Oh, that's terrible.
Let's see. So I'm gonna shag an axe named Otis. So I generally dig the idea that like you've got an inanimate object that has a name that plays such a significant role in the movie. I was actually trying to think of other movies that had this kind of thing. There's some movies with cars that
it's like the
general
Wyatt Earp,
the lightning bat from the natural.
Many various yes, exactly.
Peacemaker,
Boomstick, Army of Darkness.
Yes. So I like that. That's a fun little thing. I love the name Otis. There's lots of stories about how supposedly the axe got the name Otis. I read one that Paxton was filming or looking for film locations in Pasadena, wanted to help out a homeless guy. The homeless guy wouldn't take charity, so he asked if he could buy his name to use on the axe for his movie. And supposedly the guy let him. I don't know. Anyway, I dug it.
That dude saw the movie later. He's like, "What the fuck?
I'm giving that money back."
No, that guy's still the wall he's sitting next to. He's telling all about it.
Paxton gave that guy the axe.
The axe is named after me. Me and Paxton.
This axe.
So I like I like an axe name.
That's a good call.
I think mine is for sure the twisty turny twist ending movie. All my favorite movies, all my favorite directors, everybody, you kind of come up in the drama thriller game and you got to have a bunch of good twists. Early M. Night Shyamalan, Prestige, Fight Club, Hereditary, The Game. All my favorite movies are twisty turny, multiple turns. The best ones are the ones you don't know what's going to happen. And God, I don't know. Did you guys get twisted by any of the twists? Did you guys, when you first watched, were you like, oh, obviously this is real, and obviously McConaughey's the other brother, and obviously blah, blah, blah. It all took me by surprise. And even when I first watched it, I didn't even get part of the twist where he was the different brother when I saw it originally until I watched it again, and I was like, oh, he's just an unreliable narrator.
This was part of my complaint was that when he drops the well, not if you're talking to Adam.
Right.
It's too subtle. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
But I picked it up, but I was kind of like, man, that was a fucking wet fart of a reveal for the big twist.
I think on the second watch, it makes I don't know. I think it definitely makes it better. You kind of are like, oh, I see where they're going now. But yeah, I agree. Maybe a little bit subtle, maybe a little bit drawn out. But I feel like they hit. Yeah, exactly. I feel like they hit over and over again.
I was surprised about that one for sure.
Yeah,
I would just say that I was hoping for some type of twist, because if there was no like kind of big twist, I was gonna be like, God damn, this is a boring movie.
Oh, really? See, I love the is he or isn't he crazy type thought throughout the whole movie. I mean, the whole time I'm thinking it's just as good a movie to me if it's not real. I think the one of the alternate endings that is the easiest alternate ending is that he's just a crazy person, right? I mean, there's no reveal at the end. There's no like showing that, oh, like there's all these supernatural things going on. It's just that Paxton's a crazy guy and had some sort of psychotic break and got his kids to help him kill people. And then, kind of the chain reaction that happens after that when you tell a 6-year-old that we're going to go kill demons, and then all of a sudden they become serial killers too. That's why I was calling it The Sandlot for serial killers, because of the
description. I like that description.
I like the idea of the flashbacks and the voiceover as a la The Sandlot. But I mean, as we were talking about earlier, so you have all these different. Anyways, my shag is all the different reveals. I mean, he reveals that he's on a mission from God that you don't see coming. He reveals his true identity. He reveals through the flashbacks, and you realize that it's all real. And then he ends up being the sheriff at the end, and the guy comes in, and you see that he's the sheriff. The girl that works there is his lady. I love it. All right, moving on. We're going to move on to the snag category. What part of this movie do you want to take home to mama and keep forever under your pillow?
My snag is pretty simple, and it's dads not killing their kids. Just the idea that he got. I think it's obvious that he got him on the list, and he didn't want to do it, and he decided not to kill his kids.
So he's like, "Fuck you! You're gonna stay in a basement for a month. You're gonna stay in solitary and do nothing but drink water." So yeah,
I
won't kill you.
I know it's a very controversial stance, but I'm on the pro not killing your sons. Like that's a pretty good thing to hold on to.
My God, we're reaching for things to snag. What do you think?
That's
Nate?
a good one.
So I'm gonna snag. I'm gonna do a sort of a cascade of snag. I'm gonna snag the general theme of vigilante justice. And I'm gonna, in this movie particularly, I'm gonna snag the uncertain, like the best of the reveals or the best of the like flips is that you really do not you because you do think he's crazy, you also think he's doing these terrible things, and in fact, by the end they're like, that he's according to this, right, doing God's work and killing all these terrible people. And vigilante justice, if you think too hard about it, it gets more complicated, but I sure like it when they make it simple for me in the movies. So like, it reminds me of like Dexter or the TV show Dexter, which is like really fun, sort of complicated vigilante, get bad people, or Unbreakable, right?
So the only way that vigilante justice works for people with morals like us is if you have proof that the person is a bad person, right?
A demon.
There's no Dexter doesn't work if he doesn't thoroughly vet the people that he's killing. Right. You just think he's a psycho, right? So that's why this movie kind of keeps you on the edge, because you don't see the proof until the very end. And
I definitely will snag that part of it. That's the thread in here that I think is the most redeeming.
I'm gonna skip in front of Nick really quick, and I'm gonna snag Matt McConaughey just doing his accent, and twirling his fingers, and just being interviewed by police. I love every second of it. I can't believe you guys think that he wasn't as good as he is in everything else in this. I thought he was great. I mean, at a certain point, he's shirtless on the couch and kind of leans up, and he has those side abs, and he's got like a
lot of acting.
Yeah,
that's the only thing anyone cares about.
He's got like the dick root, where like you can see like the root.
I believe they call those fuck me muscles.
Yeah, whatever they call them. It's doing it for me. I'm snagging all of that, all that McConaughey's got. Root. What you got, Nick? What you snagging?
I'm glad you jumped in front of me from that. You really snagged that dick root. I had dick root top of my list.
I had dick root underlined.
Stole that thunder.
So I'm like conflicted on it, but I know I like it because I don't watch a lot of horror movie thriller. But I was a fan of Tales from the Crypt back in the day. And there's definitely moments in this movie that take me back to Tales from the Crypt episodes, and the fucking ray of light shining through the barn, highlighting Otis on that stump is totally Tales from the Crypt. And I'm kind of realizing it now. And as much as it's B-movie shit, I dig it because it turns the movie into that. It turns into something that kind of channels that, like you're saying, the 70s horror flick. And I dug Tales from the Crypt, and they were different. They were unique stories, and they were different from Twilight Zone. And so it's that whole kind of vibe that this movie tries to push, and and misses in some ways. But in the way that it misses like a lot of Tales from the Crypt and the B movies missed. And that's in acting. That's in the way that it's shot. It's in some of the imperfections in editing and things like that. And it's in the graininess too. And so, that's my snag.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a different category, but it's really, you mentioned Unbreakable, and I haven't stopped thinking about that. And I mean, this is really a superhero movie if you think about it. I mean, if you're into killing bad guys, I mean,
which we are.
Paxton and his brood are just kind of
he's just Constantine.
I got a question for the director at that point. When we get to that, drinking with the director, I got a question for the director.
I mean, he cast himself as anyways. All right. Moving on to apparently going to be a very popular category tonight, and that is the body bag category. I'm going to go first so that you gentlemen can expound extensively, and I am going to go with Powers Booth as the FBI guy. I thought he was kind of dry, a bad actor, but the mom killing scene is probably the worst part of the movie for me. Absolutely ridiculous. The blood splatter.
I said
everything's very white. What
killing mom for apparently not starching his shirt properly.
Mom, you bleached the film that we were filming this murder scene on. Everything's super white. I don't get it.
I had that for drinking with the director. I was going to say, why the fuck did he kill his mom? Like,
yes, there's no explanation for why he kills his mom.
Because she forgot to trim his fucking long sideburns.
It's probably because she was
the shit out of his tidy white.
One of the uglier women that I've ever seen. And I think that he was probably ridiculed as a child. Is that going to get us canceled, saying that woman's ugly?
No.
Oh, your face.
I was agreeing with you. I was agreeing with you.
I'm glad.
Because he had the big old huge pompadour comb over. Because it had to be a flashback, so he had to have it,
the killer side.
The full head of hair.
Whether intentional or unintentional, when McConaughey says, "I can tell she's got your eyes," or you've got her eyes, or something like that, and I'm like, yeah, they literally look identical. They look like they both could play linebacker for the Rams.
He's got
that actually was Powers Booth playing his mother.
He's got this FBI mind. He makes it the FBI, but he just decides to stab her in the middle of the backyard, like on a sunny day.
Exactly.
It was like it.
He's like, no way anybody will get any forensic evidence off all these white sheets around. They're just splattered with my mother's blood.
Paxton pulled that.
He's
out
also
of his ass.
A seasoned FBI agent, and he's like, all right, stranger, let's go for a ride in the middle of the night to where you say that all the bodies are buried in the rose garden.
But first, and I won't bother to search you, but throw these cuffs on.
Yeah.
And if he's a cold-blooded killer, he's killing McConaughey in the rose garden when they get out of the car. Like if he's killing his mom, he's shanking mom. He's capping McConaughey in the head as soon as he walks out of the car.
It's way too dark for his kill.
Well, they wouldn't show it. They wouldn't show it.
No, he likes it real bright out.
They would pan right, and then you hear the gunshot.
Can't kill anybody in this light. Nate, what are you body bagging? Or should we, Nate? What are you not body bagging?
Oh yeah, shorter list. No, this is an easy one. I mean, it's comprehensive, but I'm going to body bag Paxton. So here's a weird. So I don't think it was an overact just strictly. I think it was an over innocence. Like Paxton plays the role like way too innocent, and I'll give you a couple of examples of why like it doesn't work at all. Like. He's playing he's fucking Old Testament God's hand, man. Like this is straight up vengeance stuff. And he well respect to Brad, does not kill his child. He's like, I'm sorry I got to do this, but get in the fucking cellar in the dark and they'll pour water in your mouth through a hole. Like there's room for him in the script, as bad as it is, to be complicated, but he plays it like ultra innocent. This reminded me of, and maybe there'll be a lot of people that hate me for this probably too, but did you see Hacksaw Ridge? it's this
Yeah.
World War II
Yeah.
movie. God, just terrible. Like, I mean, fucking just drivel. And the real problem with this movie was
A lot of body bags. In them.
that the kid play. I mean, the whole movie is played like it's like Pleasantville, except they're serious.
He
like,
can do
it's
no wrong.
Well, and the
it's
way it's
way
shot,
like
the
you
way
know,
it's shot.
fucking 50s happy, but then he's like frolicking happily with his coiffed hair through the fucking like battlefield with bodies strewn everywhere. It's just weird, like it's terribleness, all terrible. That was I felt a little that way. I was like, he just was way too. He played it so innocent and kind of in that way bland for me. So the directing was terrible. Yeah. I'll Paxton. I love me some Bill Paxton, but this was terrible.
You gotta believe me. Jesus told us to kill these people.
Yeah.
They're demons, Fenton.
Spot on.
They're demons.
And then
Commercial break.
And then at one point he's
where it
like,
goes to
he has to do all that. I agree with you. Now that we're talking about it, it's making me angry, kind of, because it's like
Wheaties commercial.
he has to do all this stuff that Jesus is telling him to do, or God, or whoever it is, the higher power is telling him to do, except for when he tells him to kill his own kids. And he's like, nope, not
I
gonna
ain't
do
doing it,
that.
but I'll torture him a little.
Yeah. He's a little light torture.
So yeah, I'm going to go with Paxton both as the director and the actor.
He died about 4 years ago, but I don't think he liked
R.I.P.
this. What you got, Bradley?
My body bag is pretty simple, and it's just digging holes because that shit is ridiculous hard, and it's just not fun. And there's a lot of digging holes in this movie, and there's holes dug everywhere.
Although I'll point out, not as much as they should have, since they clearly didn't get the bodies far enough underground to alleviate the many mounds in the rose garden.
Yeah, and that didn't make any
3 foot
sense.
tall mounds.
I mean, that dirt's gonna sink, but not that much.
He's like,
it's gonna settle.
What do we got here? 8 inches? That's probably good enough. Just pile that shit up.
I mean, he has his kid dig the whole cellar that they build, and he does it in a couple days. Gets a couple blisters on his hands, and
I mean, Brad, you have young boys. At 11 years old, how deep of a hole do you think your kid could
10
dig?
feet by 10 feet
10
square.
feet deep, he tells him to dig it.
15 by 15, 10 feet deep.
Yeah,
15 by 15, 10 feet
in
deep.
6 months.
so much
Yeah.
dirt.
My kid would have quit
two
the
shovels
first
in, maybe.
blister. Yeah, exactly.
At the hard pan.
And from experience, I dug a shit ton of big holes for absolutely no reason on the ranch when I was a kid. We had just grand plans of essentially building like a torture dungeon.
Yeah.
And we never got bigger than about 4 or 5 feet deep and about
feet
like
deep.
6 by 6. And we were like, this is the biggest hole anyone's ever fucking dug. Took us 8 months.
If they were going to be realistic about it, he should have just gone back in after the first day with like a 2-foot hole and been like, done, Dad. Finished it.
Looks good to me.
That's about 15 feet, right?
I don't know. You pulled me out of school and put me in the
Exactly
fucking
what my
basement.
kids would-
I mean, did he? They'll show him with like ladders. When you dig a 15-foot hole,
How are you getting
there's
out?
some process that you're gonna have to do to get out of that shit. And like, they didn't show him with ladders or anything. He just said, "Hey, dig that big fucking hole."
He also really convincingly tells the story of like, I worked on it for hours. My hands were bleeding. When it was obviously his brother who did all this shit. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Oh, that's true. That's a good.
But it's perfect walls. It's all perfectly square. Like that. It's going to be all oblong or something if my kid does it for sure. It's
kind
not going to be.
I'm a little angry at you guys right now for ruining one of my favorite movies.
But he ends actually.
A lot of your nitpicks are
That
pretty
means it's a good
legitimate.
podcast. If we're demolishing somebody's movie dreams, that's awesome.
A lot of your nitpicks are pretty legitimate, and I'm like, God, they're right. Nikki B.
So, for Zach Washburn, who's the king of dread, right? The king of give me dread, give me something horrifying that will stay with me that I'm afraid of for the rest of the movie. This movie lacks the dread that I think we all needed and missed. Give me an axe to the face. Give me Otis to the face. Give me some blood. That's why I felt like Law and Order, right? Like we were ready for the Wheaties commercial at any point. And I just was waiting for it. And even at the end, I mean, there's no blood, so no gore. You know, you and I talk about Bone Tomahawk. That's the other end of the spectrum.
You got to
That,
remember,
like,
this is Zach. This is one of my favorite movies from 20 years ago. So
but
my taste has evolved, much like a serial killer.
much like
You know what I
McConaughey.
mean? Yeah,
You
exactly.
evolve like
Heavily
McConaughey.
desensitized.
You know,
That's if it has that, it turns in. I mean, it helps the movie a shit ton. If it's showing some of those connections,
this
it's helping.
was my attempt to do a movie that I really liked that had some tension and some scares that Nate would be able to watch. And this is as far as we got.
We got to go further.
Nate,
And he
you have
hated
that. You have that much pull.
And he fucking hated it.
I appreciate it. I'm sorry for such shit.
Jesus.
God damn it.
I mean, I was going to save this for the dream director, but like by the end, I was just begging for the love of God, jump scare me.
Please put an axe.
Please feel
chop
something.
a fucking head off on screen.
Please put an axe in Bill's chest.
I just want to feel. I just want to feel.
I just want to feel something.
How did you feel when Bill got axed?
I actually felt pretty good about that. that was the happiest moment.
Superhero Bill Paxton. All right, guys. We've got a category that is one of our biggest sponsors of the podcast. They basically, set us up with new mics, new recording equipment, everything that we're doing here. We're in a perch looking over the city up here, and that's Cameo. These guys are, one of our longest sponsors that we've had. They really support us at every turn. And Brad, what we like to do is Brad kind of heads this up, and he likes to search through all the movies that we do and see if there's anybody on Cameo that we can pay $62 to tell our moms happy birthday. So what do you think, Brad?
Can we be sued for saying that Cameo sponsors us when they actually don't?
I'm assuming there's still credit card bills that haven't been paid. So if they want to kick in real quick, you can still help out with
It's
you.
called
There's still
free
time.
advertisement.
There's still time.
So for Cameo, we actually have two. We have two of our folks here making it to the list.
Can we guess?
Not Bill Paxton.
No, he
That would be an expensive Cameo call.
that one's not there.
I don't want Powers Booth saying happy birthday to my mom.
Powers Booth has unfortunately passed away as well. So.
They died in the same year.
Yeah.
Powers Booth, Bill Paxton, 2017. I don't know how Powers Booth died, but
I did not
Paxton had like some sort of surgery.
Paxton was
and
out of
had
nowhere, yeah.
he had
That
his
was
surgery. It went
shock.
bad. He had a stroke and died.
Damn, I didn't know about Powers
They're
Booth.
both on a list.
Shit.
All right, so who do we got? Who are we thinking? There's not a whole lot of actors in this movie. I mean, it's a very small movie. And I'll say I didn't even go to really any like the bit players.
I'm gonna go pregnant girlfriend at the police station. She was probably in like Bring It On or something, and starred opposite Kirsten Dunst.
I was thinking that might be it, but no.
I believe she auditioned for Kirsten Dunst's part.
I think it's Fenton, the kid,
I'm going to say it's the younger brother.
because he's in something
The younger.
later.
Fenton is like it said on Cameo like Broadway star was kind of like his listing. So he's a Broadway dude. And some other stuff. I didn't look it up, but he is available. That is Fenton.
Young Fenton.
Older Fenton.
Older Fenton.
Oh, the one that got shot.
Levi Crease. I don't know how you say his name. Crease.
Okay.
How much are you paying for Mr. Levi?
$3.
Can you get McConaughey to come on with him? Because if not, I'm out.
I mean, does anyone do it for less than 20? I'm going to say $25. It's like got to be there's got to be a Cameo minimum.
we should ask our rep if there's a minimum. I think you're correct.
Well, I'm going to shock you guys because he must be a lot more famous than we give him credit for. Because to get Levi Crease, you have to spend $150.
What?
Was he in fucking Hamilton or something? What is
Yeah, I should probably look into that a little bit more. And all you Levi
doing
Crease fans, I apologize, but yeah,
Brett Favre
$150 blew my fucking mind.
That's big money.
These
That's
are the
kind
kind
of the bigger, more expensive ones. Maybe he's just like, fuck it. There's like one person. There's one out of every 300 that knows me, and they really want me.
Hey, maybe
You could get one of him or like 6 Amy G from the Giants. I think probably. Wow.
Good call on Hamilton.
So the second one is one of the younger brothers. Which younger brother do you think it is?
Adam.
No, I think it's Fenton. I think it's the young Fenton too.
Oh, I would love it.
Oh, wait. The young, I thought
If it's young Fenton and
It was
young-
older Fenton, and then is it young Fenton or young Adam? That's also
young Adam. That was a well-known actor. That kid, the younger brother.
the younger brother.
Yeah. He was
Well-
in a couple other things, I thought.
That sounds correct because Jeremy Sumter, young Adam, is on Cameo. How much are you paying for young Jeremy?
Oh, fuck.
If he was,
What's his bucket?
if he could go back in time and look like he did in the movie,
He's got to be over, the Hamilton actor, like 175, 200.
Dude, the Hamilton guy's 150. Bro.
I know. I said 175. He's got to be more. He actually.
Oh, okay. 175. I like that.
Shit.
You know what? For
$3.
just half the price of Levi Creus, you can get Jeremy Sumter to say something to your girlfriend.
I'm going to tell him to say
$75.
He must have been in like holes or something at some point.
If you look at the picture here, check out the picture of Jeremy Sumter. He's essentially a poor man's mix between Ryan Felipe and Justin Timberlake. He's like if Justin Timberlake and Ryan Felipe had a less attractive baby.
That's a good looking man right there. He's sort of ambiguously racial too, so like you're not sure. Like you're like,
I don't think is he?
He doesn't look like a
Straight up
white
dude to
man.
me.
No,
He looks like, for my F1 fans, Lando Norris, young driver.
I got some hot info on our man Crease from one of our special guest and content coordinator. Crease won the 2010 Tony Award for Best Performance by a Featured Actor in a Musical for playing Jerry Lee Lewis in $1 Million Quartet.
Okay, well, there you go.
There
So
you
we
go.
have
Tony. Get
See,
you
I said
some
Broadway
bucks.
star. So, I mean, I guess that carries a lot of weight.
He won a Tony.
You want a Tony. Best actor in Tonys.
That's like a Tony too, not like a Tony Tone.
Oh, so Jeremy Sumter was on 20 episodes of the TV show Friday Night Lights, which is phenomenal. He was J.D. McCoy.
Well, there you go. See, these guys.
Okay, all right.
Now it's
Okay, I'm
all
feeling
making
it.
sense.
Nate's
guys.
counting
We take it all-
$75.
we
Nate's
take it
putting
all back.
$75 Chris bills on the table right now.
Cash I got laying around.
I can't believe people were saying last week that only B-list celebrities are on Cameo because, I mean, we're just scraping the top of the barrel here, guys. Is that how you say it? The top of the barrel? Scraping the top of the barrel?
Scraping the top.
Sure.
Scraping the cream off the top.
Sure.
This episode of Bev's Video Kingdom brought to you by the Thurman Rose Garden. Stress of the workday got you feeling down? Did another family member go missing under suspicious circumstances? Need a peaceful place to relax and let off some steam? The Thurman Rose Garden is a magical wonderland of fresh-cut roses, comfortable benches, and an ever-growing collection of raised mounds. Take a walk through the beautiful roses, but not too fast, as it seems our landscapers keep installing these 6-foot-long mini hills all over the garden. Maybe they are speed bumps because kids tend to run too fast through there. Or maybe it's to help you keep a slow pace to navigate the ridiculously dense fog that collects here every night. We don't know because our landscapers don't speak English. And don't mind that putrid rotting flesh smell, as we assume it's the landscaper's special blend of fertilizer, which also gives our roses the brightest colors you'll find in the Lone Star State. The Thurman Rose Garden. Come on out and bury yourself in its beauty.
You took that where I did not think you were going with the mini mounts. That's hilarious.
I like the speed bumps.
All right, so we're moving on to drinking with the director. We're going to try not to offend Mr. Paxton, R.I.P. Bill Paxton directed this movie. It was his first movie as a director. He actually directed 2 movies. And I just wanted to give a shout out. We're going to talk about it later, but The Greatest Game Ever Played is his other movie, 2005 movie starring Shia LaBeouf as Francis Umwe. I'm not positive how you pronounce his name, but he was a professional golfer. I love this movie. This is a movie that plays on Golf Channel constantly. I'm a huge golf junkie. Comes on all the time. It's really good. Huh. Unfortunately for Mr. Paxton, he spent $26 million making it and made $15 million worldwide.
And that was the last of his directorial.
So between his 2 movies, he's at like negative $8 million.
If it's playing on the Golf Network, I bet he's getting the back end probably came through a little bit.
Yeah, his estate's getting a little bit of money from it. But, you know, Shia LaBeouf coming through as Francis Umwe playing against a bunch of Harvey Varden and a bunch of these guys. You know, they're hitting a golf ball that's literally filled with feathers. On golf courses that look like, you know, less manicured than the lawns that we're used to here in the Valley. So it's a really interesting movie. It's got a bunch of cool themes. It's a kind of a coming of age story of this kid who starts out as a young kid and comes up, and I like it. I like both of his movies. I thought he should have been able to make some more movies, but I digress. So we're sitting down with Mr. Bill Paxton. We're going to have a drink or two. Once again, Mr. Nicky and I have hit up the keg. You guys hear that? ASMR. We're drinking out of plastic cups from Mr. Nate's beautiful keg assortment out there. Brad, what are you drinking on this evening?
I am drinking from the one and only Stone Brewing Company. I got the Tangerine Express Hazy IPA. A lot of fruit, but I mean, if you're used to a juicy kind of sweet hazy, you know Stone don't play like that. They got the hops coming through hard, so it's very tasty. That tangerine flavor's there, but you're going to get that piney hop at the end like you do with all good Stone beers.
Big fan of Stone Brewing. They're a little far for you, Brad. Did you have to drive very far to get these Stone Brewing beers? Because usually, aren't they? Don't you just walk out of your house and then there's a brewery next door and you just grab them and bring them?
I know. I just the local spots this time, but the Save Mart, they've got the old Stone Brewing.
I love it. That's good shit. Mr. Nathan?
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit when you described that beer. Made me feel like you were going to tell me about the Okie Afterbirth.
Okie Afterbirth.
For all you Office fans out there, that's for you. All right. I'm drinking my signature drink, Bullet Bourbon and Diet Pepsi.
Speaking of
not
increasing amounts of Bullet Bourbon.
You know, I've been laying off a little tonight. I'm being kind of a puss.
No,
yeah, we noticed.
Yeah, so I promise it'll be more interesting in future pods. I'm out of Basil Hayden.
You gotta get the basil back.
The basil's got to come back. Some basil rye, maybe.
I went to
basil. I can bring my basil.
I went to a restaurant the other day and got some Jefferson's Ocean.
Oh, that's pretty good stuff. Right
so I went there and ordered the Jefferson's Ocean. They brought it to me and I'm drinking it and I'm telling my wife, "Oh yeah, this stuff they put it on a boat and it sloshes around in the ocean air. It's actually got a little bit of a salty flavor to it." And then the waitress comes over with another glass that I have not ordered yet, and she goes, "Oh, we poured you the wrong one." And I had been expounding on how good it was and how you could taste the fucking ocean air in it.
If you really take it deep, you get a little bit of seaweed.
And I was immediately
little bit of seaweed, little bit of poop from the.
That is so amazing.
That is a dead serious story. We brought you the wrong one, and they brought me a free one that was actually what I.
Sorry, that was Jim Beam.
It was Jack Honey. Jack Daniel Honey.
I told you guys about the time that I went to a bourbon bar in Vegas with my wife, and I was like, "Dude, they've got Pappy on the fucking menu, right? I'm gonna order this Pappy." So I was balling. I'm like, a few drinks deep, and the waitress comes up. I'm like, "I want, I'll take some Pappy."
And she's like, "That'll be $5,000."
Yeah. So she's like, "Well, you made me, show her the pink slip to my car." And she went back to the back to get the Pappy, and she comes back, and she's like, "I'm sorry to tell you, but this was the time when no one had Pappy, and sure enough, it's out, right?" And so I go, "Let me look at the menu." So I look at the menu. Can I get the Jack Daniels honey instead? My wife loves to tell that story.
Happy
I don't know why
honey.
it's so funny. Yeah. The waitress, I think, about pissed herself.
Oh, that's great.
This drink was going to be $800, and now it's $1,250.
Yeah.
I want the lobster, red lobster, tuna salad sandwich.
All right, Nikki.
Anyways, we're sitting down with my dude Bill Paxton, and Bill Paxton, I mean, if we're sitting down with Bill Paxton, are we talking to him about Frailty? I don't think so. I think we're going immediately into Aliens, one of my favorite kind of movies.
Weird
Apollo 13.
I'm going to True Lies.
Weird Science.
True Lies for me.
Titanic. I mean, the dude is in a lot of shit.
So he has a run in the 90s. I'll come back to you with the run.
He's got a run as not the star, though, right?
Not the star, but
I mean, he's in Tombstone.
Like a major supporting actor, though.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's in a bunch of stuff. Died in 2017. Had some sort of surgery and had a stroke afterwards. Very sad story. But he was a talented guy. Kind of a bit player in most stuff. I don't know. What do you guys think?
He's like the star of Twister, which is a classic natural disaster.
And that was a big deal when it came out.
Yeah,
big.
That was a blockbuster.
For weather nerds, I'm sure they love it a lot.
Constantly plays on the Weather Channel.
It's kind of like the greatest game ever played.
Yeah, on Golf
the
Channel.
Weather Channel version.
If it's 12:30 a.m. where you live, the greatest game ever played is on Golf Channel. I guarantee it.
Until they can figure out them glow in the dark golf balls.
I just would, if we're going to talk to him about this movie, I would just talk to him about some of the decisions that he made. I thought there was some cool things that he did in this movie, where he decides to, he was talking about in the director's commentary where he had both the kids on the same bed with him when he was telling them that they were going to go kill demons, and then he decided to remove himself and put himself on the bed with the younger brother and have the other brother sort of be removed and kind of set the scene for them kind of separating themselves. I like that kind of shit. It could have been an accident, or he thought about that afterwards. I'm kind of leaning that way after the way that Nate ripped him apart.
All right,
He's already stood up from our drinking with the director dinner that we planned with him.
They just smashed a bottle on the side of the table. I'm like, dude, he's not actually here. The guy's dead.
I got some fucking questions. Let's stop beating around the bush. All right, so I'm going to ask him. So Fenton turns out to be a serial killer. Yes. Is that were we supposed to believe that, or was that just like Adam making some shit up?
He was trying to get McConaughey's attention. That's what he said.
He has his phone number. Didn't he call him in one scene?
So Fenton,
or did he is that like the
unreliable
narrator? That didn't happen.
So, and he didn't kill himself.
Right.
He actually was killed by the axe. So Fenton's a serial killer. That we decided that he was like, he's a young boy, and he's supposed to be doing this thing that he thinks is like the totally reasonable, and he's horrified by his dad killing people, and he's really reasonable. He's like, we shouldn't kill people. This is terrible. He's crying about it. But then he grows up and he's like, I'm going to kill some people for no reason.
Not no reason, to get his brother's attention.
Terrible way to get your brother. What the shit? Like,
wait, he turned into a serial killer?
That's what they say in the movie. That's what they say in the movie.
They find all the bodies in his basement.
They find all the bodies in his basement.
Yeah.
He's like, well, he's not down there. The cop says that, and it's like, oh no, there were 18 bodies down there. So that's one. Okay. That's question one. Two.
Now, was he killing like bad people as well? Was he doing some vigilante shit? Or
was he
just
killing randoms
just for fun?
He was killing randoms, and he's putting them in the basement.
Why?
Because he wanted to get McConaughey's attention.
Terrible.
And then McConaughey flipped the script on him and was like, hey, bro, if you want to kill people that aren't demons, well, then I'm going to flip it on you. And we're going to blame all the shit on you. So basically, they think they've caught the God's Hands killer, but he's dead because McConaughey killed him. So they think they've caught him because he's got all these bodies in the basement. The only bodies they know about are the ones that the brother kills.
They don't see them
trying to get their attention because they haven't been to the Rose Garden.
They haven't been looking for the people that God's hand has actually been
just
killing.
So happens the sheriff in the town with the Rose Garden might know what's underneath the mound.
He might be God's hand.
Fenton wanted to be found, and he wanted him to kill him. So he wanted Adam to kill him because he calls Adam. He's sitting there, takes his headphones off, and doesn't he say
that's why
Adam?
He was trying to get his attention.
Okay.
That was the whole point.
Okay.
He wanted him to come kill him because he was making a big deal and getting headlines for the God's Hand killer, and he wanted his brother to come kill him.
But
no,
here's the thing. How did he become a killer?
He wanted to get God's attention because God had to put him on Adam's list.
No, God already knew that he was a demon, and that's why he told the dad 20 years ago.
Okay.
Hey, the dude's a demon.
This is a whole other
You forget that God knows
that. Ready for.
So wait, so he was a demon back in the day.
Okay, so yes, but here's
God knew he was going to become one. Is what
he's already one. But
he's already one.
Let's okay. So the explanation that good old Bill gives us is Billy Boy is end times are coming. The war is already being fought between the good and the bad.
Right. You just don't know it.
So we have to go destroy some demons, but the people are just regular bad people. Right. Like he puts the hand on them, and they're just people that are doing depraved shit.
They're demons. That's demons according to God.
Yeah, but they're not fighting any war with angels. There is no battle going on.
Well, this is still the preparation. This is like a
but they're not demons. They're not
that's
demons.
The vigilante thing that you're talking about.
Right, they're not demons in the sense that all of a sudden. I mean, if they're demons, then all of a sudden they get caught by one of God's hands, and they should be like, I'm a fucking demon. I got my demon tools, and I'm going to show you my demon face.
Possible alternate
We're
ending.
going to fight. Okay, so I'm like, wait. So are we fighting God's war, or are we just doing some Old Testament shit? Is this the end of the New Testament, or are we back being vengeful? So I had some complaints on religious grounds.
Well, my question for Paxton would be: should religious fanatics like applaud at the end of this movie? I mean, are they like standing up and being like, just
exercise,
go God?
I think so. I think there's a certain sect of religious zealots
the correct word
that might watch this like their like action movie that's like, fuck yeah.
They're like, I knew I could see something when I touched that fucking guy.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great question. I mean, I had exactly, and I wondered at the end, right? McConaughey, even though all of a sudden everything has been flipped around so that McConaughey is like the carrying on hero, the tone of the final scene is a little creepy. Like, you still are looking at McConaughey and you're like, dude, like, I don't know, bro. You're kind of creepy and fucking being kind of a creepy dude.
He got the girl. He's the sheriff of the town.
But he's like, he still looks like he's more of a serial killer than like a God's vigilante. So you're like, wait, why am, so is that Paxton intentionally trying to make us wonder whether or not this is in fact a good thing for, like a virtuous thing? Like, did we really flip the script, or is this just lazy directing?
No, I think that's the whole point of the movie, is the frailty. The line between good and evil is frail. It's
as we saw in the trailer, sinner or saint, or whatever they kept doing in the trailer. It was fair.
Like, I think that you're right. I think there's definitely a dark tone at the end, and it definitely doesn't give you that superhero feel like we were talking about earlier, like, because of the kind of the way that they reveal that everything's real and that what he's doing is, God's will and these people are bad. But it's like a 2-second clip of this guy with like a kid in the backseat of his car. Like, I guess we're not really sure exactly what's going on, or it's not really shown like how they're bad. Like, it never shows like he shows the guy killing his mom, but what did the mom do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess they could have explained that a little bit further, but then you're talking about the last 20 minutes of the movie. You're talking about 35 minutes now, and then you're at sort of a real medium pace of revealing all of these things that you're upset about. So I don't know how he does it. I like the story, and I like this movie a lot. I like the reveals. I like all the things that he's doing here. But I agree, the execution, upon further analysis, maybe a bit amateur. I don't know.
The FBI killing his mom. That's still just, when that happened, I was like, what?
That was my big nitpick.
Wow, they're gonna
he showed no inclination of this. This is just like, I need a reason for him to kill this guy. So I thought he killed his mom, but they do set it up. I mean, it's not that they didn't set it up, because when he first comes in, he's holding the picture. He gives him the picture so he doesn't have to shake his hand, because if he shakes his hand, he does that like evil orgasm thing where he's like, I know all the bad shit you did. Like,
evil orgasm.
Evil orgasm is my new favorite. That's my new band name.
So that's why he hands him the picture, so he doesn't have to shake his hand, because he doesn't want to touch the guy,
right?
Because he already knows the dude's bad. But yeah, I don't know. That's just.
And he makes the best joke in the movie. She's got your eyes.
So he didn't know exactly what she did. So if he hadn't touched him yet, he didn't know what exactly the FBI guy did.
He didn't know
until.
So then how?
Until he touches him later, and he goes, "You didn't know anybody knew about that, did you?"
So that's when he does. He touches him, right? Because when they kind of like get in that little scuffle. Okay, so that's when he figures out that he killed his.
I thought that they were going to have it play that Adam killed the mom. I thought they were going to play it, or that Fenton. Fenton killed her.
Hey, alternate endings might happen.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. He knew that he was going to kill the FBI guy because he knew the guy was on his list, and he has ultimate faith that God gave him the list and that this guy's going to be a bad guy.
Everybody he touches does some evil shit.
And I'm asking,
not everybody.
Why did you act in it? Were you your first choice? That's what I asked him.
Did you do a audition for yourself?
Because he's not
in the mirror.
There's some. I mean, he's not that great. I mean, you're talking about a guy who just saw. I mean, even Tales from the Crypt had better acting. It had better
He's not
acting.
that bad.
Yes, he did.
So here's a question: if you have to recast from that era, who do you put in this? Who's better?
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Well, that's okay.
That's my answer for everything.
Daniel
No, but I'm kidding.
Daniel Day-Lewis would have killed a bunch of people because he was going to be in character for like fucking 6 months beforehand. Killed a bunch of innocents.
See, the other problem I have is that Bill Paxton in the movie comes across like kind of a nice guy, and yet he has zero friends. Like he has nobody that he hangs out. It's just the kids.
Well, and just he has the vision, and it's like there's zero second guessing anything. Like I'm killing people.
He doesn't go meet with his pastor or anything. He doesn't go to his pastor.
No zero struggle.
Pastor, I had this vision, and I want you to kind of help me get through it.
Was it a dream? Was it not a dream? Like,
well, they don't establish him as a religious man beforehand.
Exactly.
That too.
So I wanted to see him do some zealot shit before he started buying fully into his dreams.
They just make him look tortured and tired when he finally kills the sheriff. Before that, he's like he kills a person finally, the sheriff. Yeah. Then he looks troubled.
That's the first time that
he has
really
the dark under his eyes.
Before that, he's just like, "Come on, Fenton, come on."
Well, and they kill the guy, and the next morning, just like, "All right, let's go to
making
school. Let's
eggs
go to
and
work.
bacon.
Let's do it."
Go.
Fun movie though. I honestly, it's making for a fun podcast.
So good.
It's a fun podcast.
It's awesome.
And I love Bill Paxton to death.
I
love Bill Paxton.
I'm glad we all came out to drinks
Is that
with
proper
Bill.
to say about somebody who's died? You say I love them to death.
I think that's a little
It's not as bad as Zach asking if they're on Cameo.
I think that was me.
No,
last week.
Bill just left the room. I don't think he wants to have drinks with us anymore. He's upset.
Game over, man.
And oh, there you go. There's our aliens reference that we needed. This episode of Bev's Video Kingdom is brought to you by the Unmarked White Van Emporium. Have you ever showed up to pick up your kid from school and wanted everyone's attention? Ever wondered what it's like to be ordered by the court to introduce yourself to your neighbors? Never want to have to worry about being within 1,000 feet of a preschool? Well, come on down to the Unmarked White Van Emporium. You can peruse our expansive collection of white, off-white, and the very popular rusty primered vans. We can customize these vans any way you like. Bathrooms, beds, water beds, reinforced steel cages, even assorted candy displays to really impress the neighbors. Everyone will immediately know what you're all about. So come on down to the Unmarked White Van Emporium. We facilitate your felony.
I mean, honestly, when you're making those vans, are you just kind of thinking like, God, is some bad shit going to go down?
Should we put windows in it? No.
Why would you do that? Nobody wants windows.
Okay. So we're going to move on. Bill's left the building. This is my favorite category that we do every time here on Bev's Video Kingdom. So you're walking around the video store, you're looking to rent yourself a video, and you see Frailty, but you pick it up. Maybe you walk it over the comedy section. Maybe you walk it behind those curtains into the X-rated.
I'm going to have to cut you off right here. You forgot a whole category. Streaming recommendations.
What is it? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Get your papers straight over there, man.
Dude, you should see
walking around the movie store with a heart on.
He's got this. He's got.
So you walk in the movie store and you decide, I saw Frailty. I want to watch something similar.
So what happens is you walk into the movie store, but you don't, because the fucking movie store doesn't exist anymore. So now we're looking through all of our streaming recommendations. We've got movies that are in some way or some level related to this movie that you can go home and stream tonight. If you watched Frailty and you thought, man, I fucking love Bill Paxton, I want to see what other movie he directed, maybe we can stream one of those. Brad, what do you got for a streaming recommendation?
Well, considering last week they gave me a call after I gave a recommendation for their site. Stars, I'm back on Stars again. If you got Stars, you can watch this movie that I'm going to recommend. This movie reminded me a little bit of like an episode of The Twilight Zone. I mean, it's got that kind of like, it plays it kind of serious, and at the end, there's that kind of big twist at the end. So Twilight Zone, the movie from the 80s, that is it's got 4 little segments. Most of them were remakes from previous Twilight Zone television episodes, but some of them have that little dark side to them. There's something at the end. It's that little twist that you're not expecting, or maybe you are expecting, but it's kind of throws it for a loop. So Twilight Zone, the movie is available on Starz, and it's worth checking out.
So I'm going to break the rule here. I'm going to tell you that if you haven't seen it, you immediately should turn on True Detective Season 1, which is on HBO Max. It's not a movie, but you could watch it straight through like it was a long movie, and you would thank me.
Nate knows no difference between the two.
Yeah, literally. I watch movies like TV and TV like movies. So I will say that that is the best season of television that I've ever seen. And McConaughey, there's nobody better than McConaughey in that. I'm also, though, since I want to keep to the category, to cleanse my palate after watching Frailty, I decided to watch one I'd been kind of putting off, knowing very little about it, called Promising Young Woman, which came out in 2020. You can stream it apparently on YouTube. I paid the $2.99 discount deal through Amazon. And it is a very similar kind of, has a very like dark, kind of a mix between like it has some very bad things element to it, a little bit of, a little bit of vigilantism kind of feel to it. So it's got a lot of dark shit that happens, but it keeps it kind of light, super kind of fun. Anyway, worth a watch. So I won't say too much more, but check it out. If you liked some of the themes here, you'd like that one.
Interesting that you would call that movie fun and light. I just watched it on the airplane, and there was very little fun and light about it, but I really dug it.
He opened Warrior the same way.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Light movie. I gotta piggyback on Nate very quickly, because I don't think he's using hyperbole when he says that season 1 of True Detective is the best TV that's ever been made. I think it's literally some of the best shit ever.
Well, and it goes up against any detective movie.
100%. And I think it crushes it. And I think that what they're able to do by having 10 episodes or 8 episodes or whatever it is, and kind of the scope of the show. Brad, have you seen it?
I'm the loner here, man.
Absolutely. That one you cannot continue to.
Did you like Breaking Bad? You weren't a huge fan of Breaking Bad.
No.
You
Eventually, I really dug it at the end.
So it doesn't have any of that, like, oh, you got to keep watching to get into it. It's fucking.
It's just a blind spot that I've never said.
So in.
I keep forgetting. Like, it's like one of those things. Like, is my wife gonna watch it with me, or is she not? Maybe I should wait and watch it with her.
It's intense. I watched it without my wife.
You need to watch it and then just rewatch it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what I'm up to.
Yeah.
Nikki B, what you got?
Okay, so I got 2. Streaming on Amazon Prime, the whole I Can Touch You and See the Bad Things That You Did, Unbreakable, 2000.
Great.
Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Vigilante justice at its best. Big fan, and it went on to have 2 other movies. Wait.
Well, it combined with another movie.
It had Glass,
Right.
which was the most recent one, and Split, which was
Split.
the one in the middle, which only one of those is good. Yes.
Which one?
Glass is garbage.
Okay, I'm with you there.
People said
Split was legit.
Split's very good,
Yeah.
and I really liked Unbreakable. Glass is absolute garbage.
Yeah. Okay, and then streaming on Netflix, we're going back to, actually I didn't write the year down, but Fallen. It's a religious thriller, taking on the religious thriller Fallen with Denzel, John Goodman, and Donald Sutherland. A good watch, dark.
Creepy, really creepy.
Kind of the devil, right? Like kind of slipping into different people's bodies and just...
He's a fallen angel, right?
Denzel?
The guy slipping into people's bodies.
Yes, something like that. Yeah, and so he goes in. It's like in the Bible, and he has a name, and creepy. And
is this one where they keep singing? Time
yes,
is on my side.
That's it.
That song creeps me out now.
Yeah,
of that movie.
Yeah, and no spoilers, but it's not like it's not a fun movie. As Nate would call it.
It's fun.
He gets the girl at the end.
That kind of just reminded me a little bit of another good stream recommendation. I don't know what it's on. Maybe it's on something, but it's worth watching. Devil's Advocate. Kind of that same twist at the end where you got the devil is the bad guy, and then he actually kind of like is still there at the end.
Is that Keanu?
That is Keanu.
Wow.
And Pacino. and a very young
Charlize
Theron. Yeah.
Pacino.
She's got that.
You had me at young Charlize.
Is that how I properly say it? Is it
Yeah.
Pacino?
I'm using my hands.
Okay.
For anyone wondering, I'm pronouncing it correctly with my hands.
All right, really quickly, we're going to recommend that you watch Golf Channel in the middle of the night, and you can truly, for free, watch The Greatest Game Ever Played with Shia LaBeouf. Or you can get yourself some Amazon Prime and watch yourself some Bill Paxton in Aliens. Or you can get Apple TV and watch a movie that came out right around the same time that has another twisty, turny plot, which is Identity with my dude, John Cusack.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that movie, but...
I like the Coos. I don't think I've seen that one.
It's not Pretty in Pink, but it's a good one. So... We're walking through the video store.
Take us to the video store. Take us to the video
We're
store.
still in the video store.
God damn it, Brad. We're walking through the video store. We're looking around. We see Frailty, and we're thinking, man, Nate really shit all over this movie. I really liked it until I talked to Nate about it. Maybe I'm going to take it to another section of the video store, and we're going to make this movie even better. We're going to make this movie even worse. I'm not sure which direction it's going to go, but... I'm going to start it off here because I think the obvious twist for this movie is that you take the twist away and you just say, okay, so I personally like this movie, and I think it's still a great movie if it never shows that everything's real. If you just go out of it thinking like, was the dad crazy? Was the dad not crazy? It kind of leaves you in that limbo. I like movies like that kind of end super ambiguously where you're just kind of like, I don't know. I you know, maybe he was this. Well, he did this, you know, or he really fucking had like a weird, like, what'd you call it? A devil orgasm when he touches someone? What was it called?
Evil orgasm.
He really had the evil orgasm when he touched the people. So maybe it was real. You know what I mean? Like, you could have left the theater thinking that. But so someone actually mentioned this earlier. Nick was talking about, you weren't talking about Twilight Zone. You were talking about Tales from the Crypt. So instead of making an alternate ending, I was thinking that you go to Netflix or HBO or something and you have a 8 to 10 episode series of this extended with McConaughey, his cute blonde wife, and his new baby, who's going to be like 6 or 10 or however old you want the kid to be. And they're fighting demons, and every episode is kind of like an episodic, like crime, Law and Order. It'll be like Law and Order, Demon Killer, and it'll be like ding, ding. And then like they'll go out and they go out and they find the demons, and you know they get into all sorts of zany hijinks and stuff like that. So that's how I would do it. So you got to go buy the box set when you go to the video store. You got to grab it off of the ripped from the headlines TV stuff.
What was the TV show with the teenage witches?
Oh yeah, what was that? It's with
Sabrina.
No. He's talking the one with the chick from Who's the Boss and the chick.
Yes.
And
the one.
Bewitched? No, not Bewitched. It was
The Craft. No, Alyssa Milano.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's her and
It's called
Brenda from 90210.
Yeah, it's not The Craft.
Why can I not think of this?
But
because it was garbage.
That's the show I'm picturing. Yeah, he has a little kid and it turns into that.
Now I
show.
gotta look it up.
Okay.
all right. Well, while he's looking it up, let me kind of piggyback because mine's a little bit similar with Zach. My alternate ending goes to the point that back out in the Rose Garden, you got the FBI agent and you've got Adam.
Lots of mounds.
Lots of mounds sitting around that nobody notices.
Don't be running fast
reason.
out there. Don't be running fast.
Watch out for those speed bumps.
Tear an ACL.
Adam tells the agent that he knows who killed his mother. And of course he says, I did it. Adam admits that he did it. The agent doesn't believe him, but Adam starts talking about all the abusive things that the agent's mom did to him and his family. So he's like, yeah, she was evil. And maybe the ages don't match up, but maybe it does.
Wait, this is the FBI agent's mom is abusing McConaughey as a child?
No. She abused the FBI agent as a child.
Powers Booth.
So Powers Booth, but he's like, nobody knows all this. Like nobody knew all this horrifyingly sick stuff that the mom did to the family. So Adam tells him he saw this when he touched her. He convinces the agent to research some of the other people that Adam killed, and the agent finds that Adam is right about the people being evil, and he secretly starts to assist Adam in the end and is now one of Adam's followers. And so now it leads into your story. So it's like Powers Booth is helping him out. Like he's like his little FBI agent insight using the research and stuff. And then you got Adam coming in and whacking him with that a lot. So there's my alternate ending.
What you got, Nikki?
Alternate ending. Okay, so it goes into like a Constantine action superhero kind of thing, you know. So like the angel wings come out and shit like that, and they like battle in the rose garden. So it's in their drive. They're in the car driving to the rose garden, and you know, he's taking his sweet ass time to touch him to realize like what he's done. And not only does he realize when he touches him that he's killed his mom, but he sees like all of these horrible 50 other things. And it turns out, so McConaughey, he's like the angel in this scenario, right? Doing like God's work. Well, Powers Booth he learns like, oh, you're not just a bad person, you're the fucking devil. And then all of a sudden the wings pop out. He turns into Satan, McConaughey.
And then they have an epic angel versus the devil fight.
And the flaming sword come out, and they have an epic angel fight in the rose garden. And Powers Booth is getting ready. He's getting the best of McConaughey, and he's getting ready to kill him. And who comes in from the sky but Bill Paxton? And just through the heart, just slashes Satan with like the flaming sword. Man. Yeah. And then he floats back up, and then McConaughey keeps doing his work. Yeah.
Gives the thumbs up to his dad as he's floating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our fans have been screaming at it for the last 5 minutes. The show was Charmed.
Charmed.
Yeah.
Bewitched.
Sorry
Charmed,
for all of
same
you that
thing.
knew it and we pissed you off by having to look it up.
You had me at Who's the Boss.
Oh yeah, good times.
Fear, good movie.
Hold me closer, tone me down.
Have you guys seen Fear? With Mark Wahlberg?
And Renee
She's
Zellweger.
in that.
No, not Renee Zellweger.
Alyssa Milano?
Reese Witherspoon.
Was she like just the friend?
She's a friend.
Yeah.
So, who knows where to go with this? I'll just make some shit up. So I think I'm going to reshelf it as a comedy. And I think I'm going to make Fenton kind of a pissy teenager who isn't upset. He just doubts his dad and his little brother. And so he constantly is like, you're nuts, but even if you want to do this, like you're incompetent. So he's kind of like a surly teenager watching, and Paxton and Adam keep fucking it up. So like they like have they go through 3 down the list, and they can't kill it. They can't destroy a demon. And so then finally, like, you know, at the very end, like, you know, he kind of gets sick of watching him, and he just goes over and picks up the axe and just fucking efficiently kills one of the demon, and just is like, yeah, I've been seeing the same visions, you fucking idiots. Like, you know, just step aside. I'll do the demon destroying from now on.
I'll be your casting agent right now, and this is going to be the casting for it is going to be from Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. The dad and the sons, Dewey Cox and his brother. That's going to be like the cast of characters for it, because those guys are great, and that would be awesome.
So that's my
killed the wrong son.
I'm halved.
Kind of a dark comedy, I guess.
I'm picturing my own son in that role, 11 years old with his emo hair in his eyes, just watching his iPad, just like sniggering to himself, like these guys can't even fucking.
And he walks up to the camera and gets a shaving cream and
Oh, all right, gentlemen. We usually ask everybody if they're going to watch this movie again, and I will ask myself, "Hey, Zach, do you think you'll watch this movie again?" Yeah, you know what, Zach? I think I will. I really like this movie. If only there were other people on this podcast that like this movie too. That'd be fucking great. No, you guys think you'll watch this movie?
I've heard
again?
that the rewatch. Like I read a couple things
really
that like
is.
when you rewatch it, you miss things. Like Brad mentioned it earlier, and if I rewatch it, it would be just to do that, to give it its due. So I'll give it once or twice at the most.
As I was kind of like prepping, I was glancing back at the movie and kind of going to a few scenes, and like I said, a few things I noticed, like him handing the picture so he didn't have to shake his hand. That kind of stuff it's interesting to see, but yeah, I think at least it was short. It wasn't like if this movie's 2 hours and 15 minutes, I am hella pissed.
Hour 40.
Oh shit!
It was a nice little hour and 40, so at least it wasn't that long.
Yeah.
If I ever end up at your house and you're watching it, I might be polite and watch it again.
I'll be like, Nate, thanks for coming over. We're going to watch.
You should have it
Secret
ready
screening.
to go at any given moment when Nate is showing up.
I'll probably just rewatch. I'll start it and then I'll be like, no, I'm going to rewatch True Detective again.
For the 8th time.
I think the real moral of this story is that McConaughey is so good in True Detective that everybody just needs to go home and watch True Detective.
He has
tonight.
ruined himself in earlier things. I admit
I'm
that.
starting that this week. I'm going to have to do it.
Do it.
You
Brad.
will. It won't
Do
take
it.
you long. This episode of Bev's Video Kingdom is brought to you by Demon Destruction Hardware and General Store. Hey, y'all ever been in the middle of a project and realize there's a tool you need, but you just don't have? Like your kid's got the demon right where you want him, but your demon smacking pipe's gone missing. Or you're in your dungeon and you got a demon lady laying there all primed up for some action, but old Otis is up and walked off with some other hand of God. Well, fret no further, my brethren. Come on down to Demon Destruction Hardware and General Store. We'll get you gloved, piped, axed, and back doing God's vengeful work before you can say hallelujah. State and local tithings may apply.
The accent got me.
Came in hot at the start.
Oh,
Hey,
man, this dude
y'all.
hasn't done a commercial in a while, and he came in with voice acting and everything.
I like how you threw it. You said she was tied up on the floor for some accent.
Ready for some
Axon. Axon Jackson.
Oh, I like that. All right, let's move on to our draft category. We are going to have a special category for the movie Frailty today. It's going to be brothers in motion pictures or movies. We're talking step brothers, half brothers, full brothers, three-quarter brothers, all types of brothers.
What about brothers from another mother?
Well, we're going to...
Come on.
Adopted brothers is okay.
Adopted brothers also okay.
That's half of my list right there.
Figures that you would try and find a loophole. You're following Nick's script here. Okay, guys. So Brad has got the order here. So what is the order today for the draft? Brad, we're going to go 4 rounds. Each person's going to pick a pair of brothers from a movie, and then we're going to have somebody judge it, and we'll see who is the absolute best drafter of brothers in movies.
All right. Our random draft order came out. Nate in the first pick.
Oh, yeah, it knows.
Nick, number 2.
Wow.
Zach,
always number
3. And I will be on the wraparound.
All right.
I like it. Let's go.
You know, there's sometimes I just hate having the number 1 pick because it's like you feel obligated to pick the fan favorite. And in this one, that's especially troublesome.
I found myself deciding whether I want to win the
Nate-
draft or I want to actually pick the movies.
And
that I
be
wanna
clear,
pick.
audience, Nate is speaking for you as far as the fan favorite. He's speaking for you at this moment.
So don't be offended.
Don't be offended by his first pick, whatever it is.
First of all,
Whatever Disney movie he picks.
I'm confident that my taste is much more mainstream than any of you fucking weirdos.
You're right.
So I will speak to the audience. Thank you very much.
I can't wait till one of you pick the fucking Weasley brothers. I just can't wait.
Dude, I almost put them on my list. But then I couldn't decide which Weasley brothers. There's a whole bunch of them.
It's true.
It was, and in the question, you didn't say, could I have like 6 brothers?
I'm going to start excluding Harry Potter movies from the draft.
Okay. At number 1, this one, luckily I did not have to make, I don't have to sell my soul for this one because this is a legit number 1, and it is the Conlon brothers from Warrior.
This was my number 1 pick also.
Dude, so good, so happy, so bittersweet, so
happy?
contentious.
I got happy for you, bud.
They cry on each other at the end. They laugh.
I got happy.
I love you. No, I mean it's like
Break each
it's the
other's
ultimate
arms.
one. Like they're total badasses, but they're like they still have love for each other. It comes out in the end. The movie. I mean, talk about a movie about brothers. Was there ever a better movie about brothers? No.
I
Answer's
think
no.
maybe there was better movies, but I love that pick, and I would have never seen that movie if it wasn't for you, Nate, and this podcast.
You're welcome.
Good stuff.
All right, moving on to Nikki. What do you got there, Nikki? What do you think for number 2 here?
Number 2, I mean, I got to go with it. They're not, they are brothers from different mothers.
He's back to
That was brother.
Are they also teachers?
back at his old shenanigans.
You said Step Brothers were.
I did say this was legal.
You have to look at the credits to see that they're brothers. They never actually say it in the movie that they're brothers.
I appreciate.
He had to go deep on a fan site. There's a conspiracy theory that they're brothers. He's like, that's good enough for me.
If you want to talk about what you fans are looking for out there, they're looking for Brennan Huff and Dale Doback.
Okay.
Step Brothers, Will
That's
Ferrell,
solid
and John
pick.
C. Reilly. You're welcome, fans out there. Remember who picked them.
I'm noticing a trend in the draft, and that is that we're using the characters' names instead of the actors' names, which is the opposite route that I went.
Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly.
Cool. I like that. I'm glad that I came prepared. Nice work. You know, there's a lot of ways I could go here. I've decided that I don't really want to win the draft. I think I'm going to really just pick which ones I think are the best. And so with my first pick, I'm going to steal one of, I'm going from the titular classic, Orange County, Jack Black and Colin Hanks.
Oh, wow.
One of my favorite movie brothers of all time.
I believe in
So
fantasy.
you're picking from way down.
I believe in fantasy football.
First.
That's what we call a reach.
That's what we
Zach
call
went kicker in the first round.
Kicker, defense, kicker.
Janikowski in the first round.
Yeah, not even the best kicker.
You guys are showing that you haven't watched Orange County in a while.
Ooh, that's like I own it on DVD.
He bought it before he watched it, but yeah, that's a good.
Not
decision.
a blind buy.
The only way to watch.
All right. Well, I have one that is a for sure. I got to think about what my second one's going to be here. Oh, man. All right. I have my two. First off, it's one of the best brothers in comedy of all time. They were TV show. Then they were such a good pairing that they got to have their own entire movie. And that would be Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas in Strange Brew, the McKenzie Brothers.
Wow, didn't even make my list.
Didn't.
He's picking for Scott Beck right now. This makes me absolutely disgusted.
Yeah, that's definitely playing to the judge.
Scott,
which I object to.
He will be
entire
erect.
thing's under protest.
He will be fully erect at Strange.
I thought Andrew was going to be the official judge, and Scott was just going to be there to hold his hand through it.
I thought they were both going to be. I thought they were co-judging. Well, he's got Andrew too.
Yeah,
that's
Bob and Doug McKenzie are legends.
Yeah.
I mean, that anybody's arguing this right now makes me sad.
Not arguing.
They're
it.
legends for a
Arguing
generation beyond us, and the children of that generation that were forced to watch them.
Good pick.
This is what you call pandering, folks. Pandering. All right.
I already know. I'm going to steal one of your picks.
All right. That's all right. That's all right. My second, and again, this is why I'm not playing with the judges, because I don't think this is even go over well. But I'm going with my favorite bad guy brothers from the 90s classic Face Off. I am going with Castor and Pollux Troy.
I love that pick. Now you redeemed yourself. Now you've redeemed yourself.
That's solid.
It's a tasty pick.
Is that coming back to me?
Yes.
All right. I like that pick by Brad. Another one that didn't make my list, and I'm ashamed.
But a lot of running backs falling down here to me on the wrap. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm gonna go with a defense with my second pick, and I'm gonna take Mike and Dave from Mike and Dave Need Wedding Days.
Oh my God.
Adam Devine and Zac Efron.
Oh, I love both those guys in that movie.
My dude, Adam Devine,
like
just spitting hot fire all over the movie screen.
Rough.
Oh, so good. Little Aubrey Plaza.
I love all those people. That movie did not work.
Movie works on a lot of levels.
I enjoyed the hell of it, but I could not tell you one thing that happened in it. I remember liking it a lot.
There's a terrible ATV accident at one point. One of the main.
Oh, man.
Nicholas?
All right. So as I'm building my murderer's row, you got to go flip to the other side. You got to change your genres up. You got to go left side of the plate, right side of the plate. Michael Corleone and Fredo Corleone, The Godfather, Al Pacino and John Cazale.
I know you're Italian, but that was a lot of mispronounced Italian names right there.
Which one? Pacino?
Corleone.
Corleone.
And a pizza in the back of the house.
We got to cut that out too, Brad. That's racist as shit. Italians.
No, you guys
Totally not.
You can make fun of Irish people and Italian people. That's it.
Aren't you Italian?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
Since
fine.
I did it to your face, it's okay.
Sorry.
It's fine. You're in the tribe
Love my.
In the circle of trust here, Nick.
with all our listeners. None of them will cancel us. They love us. All right. So that's me on a wrap. Okay. This is a toughie.
There's a lot of unpreparedness in this draft. I feel
No,
like
you know what? No,
there's a lot of
really
choices.
not. There's a lot of choices, and a lot of them fell real far.
And
so I'm
there's
like
three that
really
drafted
thrown
that I
right now.
There's one that I can't believe Nick didn't pick yet. It's just blowing my
So wait, hold on,
mind right
Nick. You went with who now? You went with
Step Brothers.
which Corleone brothers?
Michael and Fredo.
Not Michael and Sonny.
No. Because Michael and Fredo are the more well known in that relationship and the fact that he whacked Fredo.
I realize. Yeah. Okay.
Because they showed Sonny and Michael in like the Google search, and that's not.
Are you guys ready to lose all credibility? Or we're going to lose it all? I haven't seen The
where to
Godfather.
go here.
Never seen it.
That's
Us or you?
ridiculous.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
You guys are friends with me.
I was going to preface my pick to say somebody in this group I know has not seen Godfather, but I was going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Zach, you could have just not.
But I've seen Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dicks. Wedding Dick?
The Mike Dave need
That's a whole different movie. But yeah,
Seen that one a
I'm
couple
jumping in the whatever you want to call it. I have not seen Godfather as well. I know it's kind of embarrassing.
Actually, that's kind of what
feel
we're
that.
all about. I would say.
Feel a strange.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to do one that I don't know how to. This is a real like weird one that I probably shouldn't reach for, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go with the Babbitt brothers from Rain Man.
Had them on my
Tom
list.
Cruise, Dustin Hoffman, 5 Minutes to Wapner.
What is
5
it?
Minutes to
Charlie and
I'm a very good driver.
Ray Babbitt.
I'm a very good driver.
Tom Cruise.
So good. Such classicness, such great acting. Wins the Academy Award.
My favorite part of that movie is the car, that Buick that they drive around. Oh my gosh.
Killer.
This kid I used to know's grandpa had one. It was so sick.
All right. And I'm going to then jump, and I'm going to go. This is just like I don't know if anyone's going to like this one, but Tanner and Toby Howard from Hell or High Water.
That was my next pick.
So good, dude. They are.
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
Ben Foster.
Chris Pine was never better. Certainly not as Captain Kirk. And Ben Foster's great, and he's a 10 in everything, so he's equally good in this as
Jeff Bridges. Else. I mean, it's a really amazing movie. Another one that I would not have watched.
I can promise you this one is. Wait a minute.
That was a recommendation from Nate Monroe.
Oh, right, but it's
the only reason I ever watched it.
But it's not. We don't have it in the vault though.
No.
Yeah, that's coming. Hell or High Water is, folks. Wait, it's coming.
Brad, never seen it. I like that.
Never seen it.
It's unbelievable.
Nick,
okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brad. Nick's seen it.
So
who's next?
I got
Nick has got. Oh, Nate
He has a second. Nate has
Nate.
I will take a third.
Nate rapped. He's good.
Oh, he rapped. Okay.
I took Hell or High Water, and I took Rain Man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I like that. Two from my list. Nate.
Okay. I'm going. Our boy. We were talking about our boy Quentin before the pod. I'm going neck tattoo himself.
Ooh.
Seth and his brother Richie Gecko. Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney from Dusk Till Dawn.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's a good pick. It's a little on the nose, a lot on a lot of lists, but it's for a reason.
I like my pick.
I'm a little bitter because he got Godfather, and I was going to take that.
I'm pretty sure this is one of those movies that I saw like possibly opening night, and then like the next day took my dad to go see it as well. Like
it was, well, if you remember that, I mean, do you remember that one being like? I mean, was that his first? Is that his first big?
Well, it's him and Robert Rodriguez. It was like a combined movie.
But I'm saying, was that
Reservoir Dogs was his first?
Okay,
it was his first real movie.
Okay, now I remember. But
From Dusk Till Dawn is not officially like a Tarantino movie.
But that's
much in the same vein as like
everybody.
right?
But everybody like knew Quentin Tarantino after that one. I think Reservoir Dogs was more indie.
No, Pulp Fiction was before From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
And everyone did. I mean,
it was billed as Tarantino touched this, right? I mean, when it came out.
Yeah. Well, because he does the first half of the movie and Rodriguez
He's in
does the second half, and then this was Clooney's big like transfer from TV heartthrob to holy shit, he's like actually an action star, and it was kind
Which
of
is
crazy.
pretty a badass choice coming out of ER, and that's your first pick.
Oh yeah, for
Fuck
real.
yeah.
How old are you when you saw this movie in the theater and then thought, I need to go get my dad
What do you like?
and go?
I knew he would love it though, and I know
You're probably like 17.
Okay, that's
16,
okay.
17.
And you knew your dad would love it?
That's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
So badass.
Yeah, your dad's he's a gamer.
Get him in there to watch From Dusk Till Dawn.
All right, is it my pick next?
Yeah, you're
All right, I am going with amazing movie that I had right after Warrior.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Is it your pick or is it Nick's?
No,
it's my pick.
Nick is
Nick just
From
picked.
Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, he picked us. Never mind. Sorry.
So now it's my pick.
I'm lost.
Is that okay?
Yes.
God damn it.
You may proceed.
Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale as Mickey
Fighter.
Ward and Dickie Ward. Great name in cinema and real life in The Fighter.
Great call.
Fuck. I forgot about that one.
Man.
It could have been my one of one, but I knew you guys were going to forget about it.
There's some good ones here, though.
Some good shit out there.
Well, I'm about to go see. I mean, this is the thing. This is a podcast. I don't know what our audience is right now. Who knows? But
It's literally.
I hope they've seen this
literally only
movie.
us.
And I know probably all y'all maybe have seen it. I don't know. But it is one of the best brother movies you could ever ask for. It's heartwarming. It's funny. And it just came out, let's say, 2 years ago. Ooh. And it came from Pixar. And that would be Onward.
Chris Pratt.
Ian and Barley Lightfoot from Onward. And it's just a great tale of two brothers who lost their father when they were young, and they have to kind of carry each other. Like the one older brother's the dad. Great movie. You should check it out, even if you don't like Pixar stuff.
I feel like it was great, and I feel like it was hurt terribly by the time that it came out and COVID, and it went to video on demand, and it never got its theater run. And I feel
haven't
like
seen it. I
it's
watch
been
a lot of
forgotten
Pixar.
about. Yeah, I mean, it never had the big, this thing's breaking records at the box office, because I feel like that movie was great.
It's good.
It is a
liked it
very
a lot.
solid movie.
Yeah.
Heartwarming.
Pixar.
It gives you the feels at the end, like any
Gives you the
good
feels at the
Pixar
beginning, too.
should do. All right, and then my final one. Again, you're going to find my range at typically like 80s, 90s comedies. This goes a little bit earlier than that. This is a classic film about the sport of hockey. And in this film, you have one of the greatest trio of brothers in the history of movie. And that would be the Hanson brothers. The Hanson brothers playing for the Kansas City Chiefs.
The Hanson.
Not those guys.
Oh, sorry.
These dudes, they just love to play hockey. They love
Not
to
those
fight.
mob tops.
And they love to go out and afterwards, and they play slot cars and they fight each other.
Yeah, I love Mighty Ducks too.
Come on, man.
What movie?
Just
are
admit you
talking
have
about?
not seen Slapshot.
I've never seen.
You said it's you said it's three brothers? I thought it was two. It's
No,
twins,
it's,
right?
it's the Hanson
three.
brothers.
Are they triplets?
Three of them.
Are
They're
they
triplets.
actually triplets?
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah,
Identical triplets.
I've seen it.
And they're played by all the same actor.
No, it's three guys that kind of look like each other. They
CGI
give
wasn't
wigs.
there.
That's
But
ridiculous.
It's pretty awesome.
They play identical triplets.
They
and
give
it's
them
not the
like
same
they give them
actor.
giant glasses, long
They are
hair.
nasty, mean.
Ridiculous.
You got to see some of just their scenes in the movie.
This was the 70s, dude. This that passed for
Dude,
quality.
Paul Newman's
cinema.
the star of this movie. It's not a small movie. I mean, it was
Slapshot's great.
He does
pretty
have
big
beautiful
movie.
eyeballs.
So yeah, the Hanson brothers, Slapshot.
So
That's a great
so they're Paul Newman's identical twin brothers. My God, this is getting even more
Oh,
far-fetched.
they play for his team. He brings them
okay.
on because he wants to just kick out the shit out of everybody else in
Say,
the league.
you show me two more men convincingly look like Paul
He
Newman.
gets him out of Paul Newman gets him out of jail.
Okay, I like that. By eating eggs.
Okay, cool. Wait a minute, you've seen Cool Hand
Is that
Luke,
not how
but
it
you
works?
haven't seen Slapshot? What is that all about?
Yeah, you're right. I think that's
a weird.
I'm definitely one of the only ones that have seen Cool Hand Luke and not Slapshot.
All right, that means we're back to Zach. With
Zach's
his final
finishing
pick.
it off.
With my final pick, I was torn between two, but I'm going to just go straight with my gut, and I'm going to pick from one of my favorite movies of all time, The Game, Michael Douglas and Sean Penn.
I knew he was going to go there.
I knew I could get them last, because you guys weren't going to think of that.
I thought of it. I just was like,
They're
you were
on my
just like,
list.
That doesn't need to be on
doesn't make any sense.
I felt the same way about the Jack Black one.
What?
It was on like I'm like that's
Dude.
like a rewatchable. I've rewatched
That is a
movie
rewatchable movie. It's so funny.
You want me to get naked and start the revolution?
Jack Black gets his underwear caught like jumping into the pool. Oh
I do like Jack Black movies. I've never seen that one.
That is
Oh
one
my
of my
gosh.
favorite Jack Black.
We might have to do it on the
characters.
pod if I was going to do a comedy movie.
Better or worse than Saving Silverman?
Oh, that's tough because I really like Saving Silverman.
But
too.
Jack Black better. Smaller role.
Yeah, he's definitely not the star. The star's Colin Hanks. There's a bunch of great ancillary characters just like that. It's a very similar movie.
But Jack
Very
Black
similar.
like steals it. Without Jack Black, that movie is
A little bit more coming of agey.
Mm-hmm. You haven't seen it?
I have.
Yeah, he's,
I like how Nate's just got his Jack and Coke just sitting right next to the new equipment.
I'm waiting for the flow.
When this cuts out, it's because I had too many.
The ASMR moments are going to be the sparks and the.
Yeah,
That's us signing off for
yeah.
tonight.
It's a high-tech studio we got in here.
All right, Nick, you are up now.
All right. Well, to round out my beautifully composed
yeah,
It's like a
composition,
it's really thoughtfully put
symphony.
It was like your trombone.
Two
solo
of
you
your
had
pairings
jukebox.
so far, the brother kills the other brother.
Huh?
I said two of your pairings so far, the brother kills the other brother.
Watch out,
That's
Vinny.
kind of wild.
as it should be.
Vin's got.
He's got.
I forgot about it with it from the Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah, he puts a stake
Yeah.
through his heart.
Dude.
Yeah. Well, he was a vamp. I mean,
Oh yeah, he was going.
brothers, dude.
He was already dead, bro.
That's what you're gonna. Yeah.
Richie Gacko deserved it. He was a piece of shit.
All right. Well, since we're on the, oh gosh, dang it. All right.
What is murdering brothers? Is like it's not fratricide. Is that the correct term? Fratricide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
very topically topical.
Team
Have
fratricide.
you been studying for
you
the
been-
SAT or something?
You just been looking up what
I like to figure out my sides.
Are you going back to college? Or?
No.
All right. Let's go.
Only if Indiana Jones returned to teaching would I go to college.
I love you, Zach.
If I could find that awesome professor who's also a psychiatrist.
And beautiful.
Going back to drama, I'm also gonna be a three-way brother combination. The Earp brothers, Wyatt, Virgil, Morgan,
Ooh, I like that.
Kevin Costner, Bill Paxton, and Sam Elliott. Tombstone. Skin that smoke wagon. See what
Topically
happens.
topical Bill Paxton pick.
Oh, there you go. No bonus points for that, though.
0 bonus points.
I cannot believe I am in literal disbelief that this fell to me in the final pick. You all should be deeply ashamed of yourselves.
His belief has been dissed.
Deeply ashamed of yourselves.
Just take Kip and get it over with.
The Benedict twins from Twins.
Ah, yeah.
Schwarzenegger.
That's right.
It was
on my list.
between the Earps and the Benedicts.
Yeah, you got to do it.
The Earps win that.
But I got to tell you, there's a lot of good stuff left on this list.
What
We
are
could
they?
have gone 10 rounds, and I would have.
Vincent. Vincent, you're my brother. I can't do the Arnold accent, but it's so funny.
Good.
It wasn't as Irish as Nate's.
Pure gold.
I had it on VHS as a child, taped off of a free HBO run, and man,
Again, the late great Mrs. John Travolta.
oh, Mrs. John Travolta just coming through hot fire with as Marnie. Great name, also.
Are we talking about Kelly Preston?
Yeah, we're talking about Marnie, Vincent's girlfriend. At some point, she was dating Dan. Oh no, the sister was dating Danny DeVito. I was going to say.
Let's talk about Kelly Preston for a second since we're here. So she's special because she's like a special kind of beautiful at every stage of her career.
Yeah.
Can we agree? Like she was like crazy hot as a young person, but then like by the time she's like 40, she's like a whole different kind of crazy hot.
And not even really mom hot, just still kind of
it's
super
like a
hot.
different
Yeah.
thing. Kelly Preston.
She gets those facial expressions.
Oh, man.
Kinda, that little.
She was a great actress.
I want to get
Yeah,
wild.
she's a
I
good-
love a woman that has facial expressions. I completely agree. Jennifer Aniston, not so many lately. I feel like her facial expression game has left her completely with all the work that she's had done. I just watched that Friends thing, and like, except for Phoebe, all of them have no facial expressions anymore.
All right, yeah, let's go over some of the non-draftees. There are plenty.
Dude.
Who wants to go first?
We got the brothers in American History X.
Yeah, that's a good one. How about from one that's in the vault that one day might be released? The Lawler brothers from Sing Street.
I had them on my list.
Had them.
I hurt me not to. I love those brothers, but I'm ashamed that I didn't pick them. But.
Brand and Mikey from the Goonies.
Yep.
Good one.
Oh, dude.
There's a bunch of brothers in Legends of the Fall, kind of similar to the Earp brothers.
Oh, I didn't even think about Daniel Day-Lewis and the Indian dude and Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, that's a great call.
That was like a
great
lot.
call.
This was right now.
We're about to get canceled.
How about the McLean brothers from River Runs Through It?
Yep.
So good.
Doughboy and Ricky Baker, Boys in the Hood.
That was in the Hood.
That was the other potential
a
pick
classic.
for my last.
Another Bill Paxton, Simple Plan. Bill Paxton and Billy Bob Thornton.
The Winklevi from Social.
Oh, from Social Network.
I wouldn't have thought of that one. Okay, how about the Grape brothers from What's Eating
Gilbert Grape. Mm-hmm. There's the brothers in Foxcatcher, the guy with the great abs.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Bale and his brother in The Prestige.
And Christian Bale and his never mind.
Christian Bale and
Not
Christian
Bale.
Kip and Napoleon.
And Weasley brothers, and the Weasleys, as you mentioned.
Weasleys get left off the list.
Virgil and Turk Malloy, Ocean's 11, the boys from Utah.
Yeah.
What's his name? Casey Affleck
and
Scott
Conn.
Yeah.
What about the Main brothers from A Star Is Born?
Oh yeah,
Jackson and his brother.
My dude with that beautiful mustache. Oh my goodness!
And the whole thing about stealing his voice.
So nobody's the Blues Brothers.
I know. Again,
I was waiting for that. Like,
the poor Blues Brothers have been neglected now twice now.
Pandering Brad Franco wanted to pick them so bad.
I didn't know. I did not want to, but I knew they were available.
Robin Hood and Will Scarlet, Kevin Costner and Christian Slater. Prince of Thieves.
Excellent.
Another one of my
Loki
favorites.
and Thor for all our Marvel listeners.
What about the Logan brothers from Logan's Lucky?
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty solid one.
Connor and Murphy McManus, Boondock Saints.
Oh,
yeah, I had them on my list.
So here's a couple that they play brothers in two different movies, the same two guys, and they're not supposed to be this. They're not the same set of brothers. Both are directed by Ed Burns. Ed Burns and I forget the other guy's name, but in they're the Fitzpatricks and She's the One, and the McMullins and Brothers McMullen, both directed by Ed Burns.
Those sound like very Irish movies.
Dude, they are really good movies. And one of those might eventually come on the pod, but those two are, that's how you know I picked sort of for the judges, because those are two of my absolute favorites, especially She's the One, and I just bailed on them because I know nobody knows who they are.
Richie and Chaz, the Royal Tenenbaums.
Mm-hmm.
Good one.
Yeah. Is one of the brothers the skinny guy that's the friend from Knocked Up?
You mean
Jay Baruchel?
Jay Baruchel, is he one of the brothers?
No.
Oh, is that a different movie, or is that the movie that you're talking about? I thought you said She's the One.
She's out of my league.
Oh,
she's out of your
right.
league. Right?
Yeah. Different movie.
She's the One is like
apologize.
It's got Jennifer Aniston and Cameron Diaz, kind of an indie though, and Ed Burns, and is it John Mahoney is the dad?
Sounds like Adam Sandler stars in this too. Is that not?
It's good, really good, but just kind of 90s off the beaten path.
Jennifer Aniston, when she had all sorts of facial expressions, I like that.
She was.
Have you seen The Morning Show on Apple TV?
Oh yeah,
okay.
It's great. I love Reese Witherspoon too.
Yeah, they're great.
I haven't watched the second season. Second season, I think, just came out on that.
Did it just come out?
Yeah, we have not perused that yet.
It's coming out.
I gotta say, I feel good about my chances.
It's a good list.
I think they're all good drafts.
Let's recap real quick. We got the Conlon brothers this is Nate's draft. He's got the Conlon brothers from Warrior, Charlie and Ray Babbitt from Rain Man, Tanner and Toby Howard, Hell or High Water, Julius and Vincent Benedict from Twins.
God, I like it.
Got light right at the end there. I don't know. It's a heavy draft. Heavy draft.
Nick comes in with the Step Brothers. Then Mike and Frito Corleone from The Godfather. Seth and Richie Gecko from Dust Till Dawn, and Wyatt Virgil and Morgan Earp from Tombstone.
A lot of blood in that.
Should be disqualified because that's 3, but okay, let's move on.
What does 3 mean? Brothers does not mean a pair.
I didn't say brothers is. There was no asterisk, brother I or whatever it would be.
Brothers thrice.
Zach comes in with Jack Black and Colin Hanks from Orange County. Mike and Dave from Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. Wedding Day. Mikey and Dickie Ward from The Fighter, and then Michael Douglas and Sean Penn from The Game.
It's so funny to hear my one of one after it.
Zach picked for himself and nobody else.
And then finally, I came out with the McKenzie brothers from Strange Brew, Castor and Pollux Troy from Face Off, Ian and Barley Lightfoot from Onward, and finally the Hanson brothers from Slapshot.
All right, we're going to go grab some judges, and we'll be back in a second. All right, we're bringing in a couple of guest judges today, and we are lucky enough to have on the podcast today our recurring judge, Mr. Scotchback. Scott, how are you doing this evening?
Doing very well.
Thank you for
good to see you guys.
Thanks for being here, brother. We also have another guest judge for our draft, and it's a really, really special guest for us tonight. We have our very own Bradley's big brother, Mr. Andrew. Andrew, are you there?
Right here.
All right, Andrew. So the movie we're talking about today is Frailty, Matthew McConaughey, Bill Paxton. I know you're super familiar with it. Basic question of the movie is, so there's two brothers, right? An older brother, younger brother. The dad comes in when they're about, we're going to say 11 and 9, 11 and 8. The dad comes in one night. By all means, he's a great dad. He comes into their room one night and tells them, hey, God spoke to me. I had a vision. We're killing demons. And I got a list of people that live all around town, and we're going to go pick them up, and we're going to kill them with this axe that I found. What do you think, boys? And so I'm just curious, Andrew, which brother would you be? Would you be the brother that's thinking, all right, let's go kill some demons with Dad. I'm believing everything Dad's saying. Or would you be the brother that's skeptical of Dad's plan? I kind of have an idea of which one you would be, if I'm being completely
and
honest.
also state the age.
Yeah,
the age.
yeah.
No, it doesn't matter. He can pick whichever brother he wants to be.
Oh no, they would be to paraphrase an early Pink Floyd song. They'd have to tell me, "Careful with that axe, Andrew."
You know, I was thinking about this, bro, that honestly, like, I feel like I would be the one who would be like, nah, I don't know about this, as the younger brother, and you'd be like, get your ass over here, we're killing some demons.
Shut the fuck up, Brad, and pick up the pipe.
Hit this demon over the head.
Pretty convincing, so.
No, exactly. That's true. And that's kind of the premise of the movie is when, if you trust your dad as a little kid, like, how far are you willing to follow him if he's doing some crazy shit?
Yeah, if you have a dad that is like all about, motivation, like your dad is. I mean, I think he'd be a pretty convincing demon hunter.
I remember hearing some story about when Andrew was like a senior in high school and his dad was the head coach. Got Andrew so fired up that he went out and like paralyzed somebody or put him in the hospital or something on a kickoff.
All right, well, get started. No, there was a couple of times I did black out one time, but that was my junior year.
All of a sudden, there's a few people dead in the basement, and lost a couple of years.
I'm also one of the only people he's ever kicked out of practice, so whatever that's worth.
Hey, we've got that in common, Andrew. My dad kicked me off his own team.
The dad.
Actually, I was just thinking about it, including our the special guest judge and all of you. I know all of your dads, and you all have awesome dads, and there's just no doubt about that.
Yeah, I don't think any of our dads would bury us in a cellar for weeks on end with no food or water just to prove a point to God.
We don't have a cellar, so
yeah, we'd have to dig that bitch,
and they'd give us food.
All right, Andrew, glad to have you here, brother.
I think Zach's dad's leading the poker points, so on VP. So that's impressive in its own right.
He very possibly is very into the card playing these days. COVID will do that to you. All right, so we're gonna move into the draft. Brad is going to kind of read off very quickly our teams, and then Andrew and Scott are going to just briefly discuss and kind of eliminate teams that they don't like. And we're going to come to you guys can either pick your own team or you guys can come to a consensus team I kind of like the idea of if there is a tie between you guys, we have to call your dad and have him decide which team is the best. I don't know if we have the technological capability to do that, but I like that idea. So, Brad. That's true. It is 9:15. So let's see, Brad. What do we got here? What are the teams? Just one more time.
Team 1.
All right, team 1. That was.
Wait, whoa! I thought you were supposed to.
Yeah, you can't tell us who it is. You got to just read the list. Team 1.
So,
I was trying to prep you, Brad.
My bad.
1.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. Team 1, Conlon Brothers from Warrior, Charlie and Ray Babbitt from Rain Man, Tanner and Toby Howard from Hell or High Water, Julius and Vincent Benedict from Twins. Team 2, Step Brothers, Mike and Frito Corleone from The Godfather, Seth and Richie Gecko from Dusk Till Dawn, Wyatt Virgil Morgan Earp from Tombstone, and then finally, Team 3, Jack Black, Colin Hanks from Orange County, Mike and Dave from Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, Mickey and Dickie Ward, The Fighter, Michael Douglas and Sean Penn from The Game, and then Team 4, Mackenzie Brothers from Strange Brew, Castor and Pollux Troy from Face Off, Ian and Barley Lightfoot from Onward, and Hanson Brothers from Slapshot.
All right, Scott, we're going to throw it to you first. Let's get a couple of thoughts on some of these teams Andrew's contemplating.
Yeah, right off the bat, there's some good things and some bad things. The bad things are there's more movies that I haven't seen on this list than previous. Oh. So that, and I don't like that hurts teams, but that's just the way it goes.
Makes for good pod, though.
It makes, I guess so.
and
good content.
I reserve the right to ridicule you.
Well, in some ways, that could be a badge of honor, too.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to hearing why I'm wrong, as why they're not good. But there's definitely some on here. Step Brothers isn't just out of the park home run first round pick. And the Mackenzie Brothers Strange Brew is definitely, I mean, that's a sentimental favorite. Grew up with that movie, love that movie. So that's huge points there. And then, of course, I think my first thing I thought of was this is the best fourth round of drafting that I think I've seen yet. Those are solid picks all across the board in that last round. That's awesome, especially the Hanson Brothers with Slapshot. And I can't believe I didn't think when I was doing my list. How did I not think of this? Because that's my favorite movie of all time.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Oh my god!
Without revealing who this was, I'm going to say that this whole fucking draft is under protest.
Now,
that's 18 drafts.
He's been saying that for over 25 years.
Now, I'm not saying that's going to be my pick. That's definitely that's some big points. But the other picks in round 4. Castor and Pollux Troy, that movie's awful, and Pollux Troy is kind of a weak character.
Wait. So that's not round 4. You're saying, it's to be clear, that's team 4.
I was talking about round 4.
Round 4 at the bottom.
I was talking about round 4. I'm not talking team 4.
Yeah, he's saying round 4.
I was saying round 4. The fourth round picks from everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Was this all? Sorry if that was confusing.
But you were saying, but Castor and Pollux Troy were not round 4.
They were the fourth. I'm saying team 4.
Oh, got it. Okay.
In that for that team, because the Hanson Brothers and Mackenzie Brothers were so good.
Right,
I love those picks. I'm saying I'm not a big fan of their second pick, and I don't even know what Onward is. So that's what I'm saying. Joe, don't think that it's over.
I like
you
that.
get points.
I like
that. You get points for not.
So anyway, Andrew, you want to jump in and have with any thoughts?
Okay, well, I mean, I was kind of inventing my own scoring here, I guess. And I was thinking to myself, okay, first thing to do is I need to pick 4 all-stars to just like round out kind of an all-star team of 4 movies. So I also had some of the same ones there, but I have 3 80s and 1 70s. My 70s is Slapshot, the Hanson Brothers, of course. And I was, I've never seen Slapshot 2 or 3, but I heard that part 3 is all about the Hanson Brothers. And then the other 3 are the 80s, Strange Brew, Mackenzie Brothers, the Babbitts from Rain Man. And I love me some Schwarzenegger DeVito twins. That movie kicked ass and still does. It's a great movie. Beetroot is one of the more vile characters in all of Not since I don't think he got surpassed with the No Country for Old Men, but still, that's a pretty rotten dude, old Beetroot.
That might be the first time that Beetroot and the Javier Bardem from No Country for Old Men have been compared. I like that a lot.
Hey, they were both twisted dudes.
Very similar performances.
So that's the four that I have, and you notice 2 of them are from Team 1 and 2 of them are from Team 4. Now, this is where it sucks because this is where my lameness and kind of, my cringy rule about only watching movies I've already seen before, which is obviously
that's an interesting rule. Can you explain that rule?
That sounds like a Nate.
I mean, I hate to say it because Team 3, I'm talking 0 for 4, Golden Sombrero.
Can you repeat your rule? You only watch movies you've seen before?
Yeah, well, it's more of a guideline, obviously. Team 2, I've seen all those, but I just couldn't make them all stars. I do love Dusk Till Dawn's great. The Earps, I mean, that's real people, so I don't know how that's exactly a thing. But
you mean brothers?
But
and I also thought I would throw in the fact that I was a little disappointed. I kind of picked my own 4, and I got the Brand and Mikey Walsh. I thought was a very touching brother relationship from the Goonies, and also Michael and Sam from Lost Boys is a very touching.
We didn't mention that.
Good call.
There. That's a really good one.
You just got one that we didn't call.
My third free agent would be a very serious movie from the late 90s. Difficult movie with Ed Norton and Ed Furlong, Derek and Danny from American History X.
Yeah. We talked one of our honorable mentions. We love that.
Yep.
That's a tough one. And then my number 1 brothers of the free agents, I have got to go with all 4 of the Prophet brothers. The little Prophet from Overboard with Kurt Russell.
Oh my God,
they are great.
Those are some great brothers.
Number 1.
That is a great relation, and I'm sad that I missed that one.
That's a good.
That's a good call.
Travis,
Roy. It's not me, Mom. It's Roy.
Don't forget the kid that talks like Pee Wee Herman.
The Pee Wee Herman kid. She needs food.
That's my 4. And if I had to pick one, because obviously it's almost a tie between 1 and 4, but there's no such thing as a tie. And since this is a brother show, and I can tell Team 4 is Brad, I just know my brother. It's he loved that movie Face Off for some reason. I agree with Scott. And Onward sounds like one of those one-word Pixar movies, and less than
God, Andrew.
less than a dozen people in this county know more about Pixar than Brad. And we got plenty over 500,000 people in this county.
Oh, man.
He knows a lot. And of course, Slapshot. He's loved Slapshot since back when you guys were in like junior high and we were playing NHL 93 on the Genesis, watching Slapshot, which is weird because that movie came out in the late 70s and then it kind of had like this huge resurgence in like the early 90s.
How it got popular, yeah.
That was only in your household.
No, they had commercials. They started getting all kinds of the toys got big again, like at Toys R Us, and
I have the little setup of the 3 Hansen brothers, like the little models when they're.
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry. So you were going to pick number 4 because you love your brother, or you were going to be like, just like a big brother, you were going to dick stab
I do
him?
love it.
Or just like
I
Frailty.
know. I hope this helps make up for some of the psychological torture.
So Scott, what do you got?
Okay, so just real quick, some of my free agents, and you may have discussed them earlier. Jake and Elwood Blues.
The Blues Brothers have gotten shafted on our drafts now twice because Andrew, you picked them up in our music draft back in the day in the 4th round, which was way too late for them. And now they didn't even get mentioned in the.
I couldn't believe it that they weren't on the list.
Now, are they actually brothers?
Yeah,
Are
Jake
they?
and Elwood Blues.
Yeah.
Well, as far I guess they are.
I thought they grew up in the orphanage together.
Yeah, they're neither funny nor good either,
but
so that's really the problem.
But Step Brothers was.
We said adopted brothers, step brothers work,
Yeah.
so I think that would work.
And then the Boondock Saints,
Yeah,
those
that's a
brothers.
good one.
Okay, John Cusack and Will Wheaton in Stand By Me.
Oh, yeah.
John Cusack, it's just because he dies,
right?
And so there's all these flashbacks of him and John Cusack is such a great character, to his brother, and he's such a great role model, and that's just, to me, that's like one of the most touching.
We talked about Cusack earlier in the pod. There's definitely some Cusack vibes going on.
Yeah. And then another one kind of similar. It was like Jed and Matt from Red Dawn.
Wow.
So it was Charlie Sheen and Patrick Swayze, the brothers.
My favorite brother of John Cusack's, my favorite brother of his was that weird little brother on Better Off Dead.
Better Off Dead.
Oh, yeah.
$2.
Badger. That's
Badger. He has all the chicks in his room at one point. He's got how to pick up slutty women or whatever it was.
Yeah.
His book.
Trash women.
That's great. I'd forgotten.
That's a good. Okay. That's sad. I missed that one.
But as far as the teams go, so the team that's jumping out to me as being solid across the board is Team 2. And because Step Brothers is such a great pick. Mike and Fred, I mean, that's just an epic movie. Seth and Richie Gecko, I love Dusk Till Dawn. It's a horrible movie. I'm a huge fan of it. I love it so much. And then I also picked, the Earps. So all four of those to me are great. And the only problem with the other teams, as I haven't seen Warrior.
That's a horrible mistake that you should probably.
I know. I've heard it's great. Team 1 actually is. Rain Man's awesome. Hell or High Water was a great movie. It took me a while to remember what it was. That's the one with Chris Pine. And such a great movie. And then Twins. That's a solid team too.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll allow you to amend your pick in a week when you come back and
after I watch Warrior.
Right. And Hell or High Water.
Okay. And then so my pick is Team 2.
All right, so we got Team 2 and Team 4 as our winners.
Under protest.
We will update you guys next week on who won the arm wrestling match between Andrew and Scotchback.
Wait a minute. We can get mathematical here because, look, I said it was 4, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I like that. Let's go with this thread.
Oh.
Let's pull this thread. So let's do a little ranking.
So I got to rank them.
4, 1, 2, 3. What is your rank?
Okay, I'm gonna go
2,
1, 4, 3.
Which would
That's
put
the same thing.
No,
I was third in Andrews.
I
I
was second in both. I think that
yeah,
means
he
that
was
I'm
third in
I think I win.
I think that means Nate wins. I think what it means is that.
Yeah, we'll stop talking about there. I think I win.
I wish I would have known
So
the rule
math
that
is
in
not-
order for Andrew to judge your picks, you had to pick movies that came out before 1995. I didn't realize.
I stand by all of the brothers I chose. If he watched Onward, he would give full respect to my list.
And math is not fun. Thank you, Andrew, for the math.
And by the way, Zach, I know that you were Team 3. I just know it.
It was pretty obvious.
If 1 and 2, I'm not sure. I'm leaning 1 to be Nate and 2 to be Nick, but I'm not sure.
After the Warrior comment, I had all 4 teams. I knew who was who. Well, of course, you guys fist bumped it, but I knew you were 4.
Yeah.
I knew.
I gave him shit.
I was pretty sure Nick was 2, pretty much based on Step Brothers and Tombstone. I don't know why that made me. Well, actually, Godfather for some reason. I think it seems like that's a big movie in your family.
Italian, yeah.
So.
He made a lot of. He butchered the names of all the Italian the characters.
We got
he
canceled
made fun of
because
Italians earlier. So
Yeah, didn't he say Frito earlier?
He said Frito. I think he added an at the end of it. And Corleone and
Corleone.
Oh man,
he got Michael right though, so that's good.
So what's the consensus here? Are we going to say? Are we going to say that Nate won, or are we going to say that Nick won?
Well, no, scroll up. So here this doesn't help us. This actually doesn't help us because say we add up your places and the lowest score wins. Okay, so
lowest score would be mine.
Mine would be a 4. Okay, and then
lowest score. What do you mean lowest?
Well,
I see. First,
so if
second,
we went 3, 2, 1, 0. Then we all have 4s. Us 3 all have 4s.
Right, exactly. So it actually is worse.
So really, the only consensus that we can reach tonight is that I lost terribly,
and that's enough for me.
I'm fine with that. Yeah,
man, this has been a great night for me. First, Nate shits all over my movie that I pick, and then I get last place by consensus in the draft. It's all right. I've been holding down last place for quite a few drafts.
I really struggled with whether or not I should come on here and play nice, and then I was like, Zach's going to see right through my charade. I'm just going to tell him straight up.
I would never ever tell you that a movie you liked was good if I didn't think it was good.
I fully understand that, and I fear that's coming.
Hey, Andrew, Scotch, thanks so much for coming on the pod tonight, guys. And
yeah, thank you, guys. Anything to plug, gentlemen?
I don't know.
Math.
My album's coming out soon. I talked about it last time.
What's that website? Because I checked it out last night. There's a bunch of clips of the songs that you can play. It's really cool.
Scotchbeck.com.
Yeah.
And it's coming out next month, 27th.
July 27th of 2021.
And I got to give props to both Andrew and Scott because they performed last week at Blaker Brewing, and to all accounts, it sounded like it was a great time. And the Guitar Club that made their professional debut under the tutelage of Andrew Franca as well as Scott, they played awesome.
Yeah. Angelite is the name of the band. Actually, they're no longer formally known as the Houston Guitar Club because now they're all graduated.
That's true.
Angelite.
Yeah,
and they formed a band.
Yeah, Angelite or Angelite. I'm not sure.
Is that like Angel Light, like
it's
Bud Light?
Crystal.
It's all one word.
Oh,
Angelite.
They opened with the one of the songs from Scott Pilgrim versus the World. The girl.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Sex Bomb.
No, not the Sex Bombs. The other girls band. The
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, my friend. Friend.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, that's a good call. That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I can
Matt's daughter.
Oh yeah, Matt's daughter Stella.
She killed.
Amy Winehouse.
That was unreal.
Yeah,
What'd she sing? I told you I was trouble.
I told you. She's
Valerie.
Oh, okay.
Valerie was amazing. And as far as Angelite, they're on the Instagram. They're Angelite band, but in fact, the guitar player from Angelite actually painted. That would be the second person to paint an album cover for Scott Beck that's here.
That's right.
Oh, I love it. And that's at Angelite Band on Instagram. All right.
Dude, our media empire is going to start to grow, I feel like. I feel like we're going to start to incorporate everything. This huge conglomerate. It's going to be awesome.
So
yeah, pretty soon it'll be the
Okay, so who's up next week, guys?
That would be me.
All right, Nate. So what movie are we going to be doing next week, and what is going to be our draft category? Hopefully you came prepared because you shamed me last week for not being prepared.
Okay, so I am going to select the big guns are finally coming out, fellas. We're going to watch Office Space.
And let the audience know he is shirtless at the moment.
Let the record show that the guns are out. And our draft category is going to be Best Cinema Workplace.
Ooh, I like that. And does that equal TV? Or just movies?
Oh, it's always movies. God damn.
Yes, every week.
I just want to know.
This is a fucking movie podcast, Zach.
Just saying, it could be a movie TV podcast.
I mean, I know you choose TV movies for your choices, but...
could do
the Frailty, the miniseries.
Oh, fuck.
The Sunday night special.
I did watch it in 13 episodes.
True.
Mike Judge was very against the cover design of that, the movie poster. He did not like the work sucks thing.
I didn't know that.
He hated it so much.
So wait a minute, Andrew. This is a movie that you've seen, so that means you can watch it?
I love Mike Judge. Much. Anything he does, I will give it.
Breaks the rule.
But you have not watched Silicon Valley.
I have watched some of that. I have.
You didn't?
I have. Actually, I watched pretty much most of the first season, and I loved the boss guy who's like sort of like a freaky genius, and then he passed away in real life,
right.
And that was kind of weird. Then Scott and I pretty much get regular updates and synopsises from Keith Cole. So at practice, he tells us about every episode, and he did tell us about what sounds like probably one of the more intense scenes in the history of written comedies, with where they mathematically work out the pleasure in each other. I mean, in the whole audience.
Yep.
Spoiler alert.
Put the tips together.
So it's going to be Office Space next week, and it's going to be the draft category is Best Cinema Workplace.
Yeah.
Love it.
Hey, this was fun, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for coming to Bev's Video Kingdom.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
I wanna be at Beverly's, bringing me home with my movies. Just a blind ride, no reason why. I love this scene. Nick Zach and Brad, your favorite podcast. Let's start